84.
I think Morgan's looking at Billings and going, why on earth are you that far in from the boundary? You know, you're there to protect the boundary. Why does he need to be that far in? He's been chipped, essentially, by a mistimed pull shot. I feel sorry for Lewis Gregory there, because it's Billings' mistake, that, for me.
Here comes Gregory. This one's guided down to third man for a single from Hyder Ali. Partnership moves on to 50 from 32 balls, 82 for 2. I think you're absolutely right. You're either on the boundary edge or you're not. You know, well, you need to be in.
This stage of the game,
if you're out. You're out. Stay out on the round and walk in. I mean, I shouldn't have to give a professional cricketer any sort of coaching here, but he was in neither a good place or a bad place there, was he?
He's not going to save any more runs by coming in that far, is he? But, you know, there's always going to be a single out to him. You're not going to save 2 by, you know, coming in that far, right? No.
In comes Gregory again, then to Hafiz this time, who pulls this leg side. It's fielded out there in the deep by Banton. The throw comes in. They grab a couple to Hafiz there. 84 for 2 in the 10th over. Hafiz 16 not out. Yeah, you can afford really to give away 2 or 1. You know, really, but you've got to stop the boundaries, surely, haven't you?
Yeah,
with the opportunity of taking a catch if you've missed time.
I mean, I think it's a big moment in the game, because, you know, Hyder Ali goes there, then you know, England are massively on top.
Yeah, half a chance then from England's point of view missed, as this was a short ball from Gregory through to Hafiz, and Hafiz looks at the square leg umpire to say, well, that was too short, surely I couldn't get onto that, but no, it was given as a dot ball, so Gregory's delighted with that, his second dot ball of the over.
He's got lucky there.
I think he could have got that.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit lucky there. Well, maybe the angle I've just seen that replay from maybe wasn't fully, you know, revealing, but I could see that from the batsman's point of view. I think that was tricky for him to play, and it was definitely over sort of shoulder height.
Yeah. Here comes Gregory, and then final ball of his over. This one's a slower ball through to Bairstow. Hafiz tried to tee off there, hit him straight down the ground, but he completely missed it, and he very nearly got bowled as well along the ground through to Bairstow. It's a good finish from Lewis Gregory. That, in actual fact, his second overs, he could have got a wicket as well. Much better from him. Pakistan will be okay with that at the moment. 84 for 2 after 10. With both batsmen set in. Hyder Ali on 44, eclipsing his more senior partner Mohammad Hafiz, who's 16 not out.
Yeah, I mean, 10 and over from here is possible with Hyder Ali, I would think, and 184 would be a score I think they'd be looking at now. Just that last over from Lewis Gregory I thought was a vast improvement on his first over. He only went for 7 runs, but really when you think about it, you know, Sam Billings was at fault for 2 of those runs, and he should have had a wicket. I thought he bowled a couple of really good balls there, just taking the pace off it, making the batsmen have to, you know, create their own pace.
Yeah, it's 10 overs done. Rashid tossed that one up, and it was waiting through, and there's going to get a single there. It was misfielded.
And it's a wide as well. It was an absolutely rank bad delivery from Adil Rashid. I don't know whether he saw the batsman coming, but it definitely slipped out of his hand. He's bowled it wide of the off stump, and Johnny Bairstow was so surprised he couldn't clasp hold of it. So they've run a bye, and they've got the wide as well. So double bubble for Pakistan. 86 for 2. Rashid in again. Bowls. The batsman steps across. There's a big shout for LBW from Bairstow. He's way outside the line of off stump as he goes for a complete hoik through the onside and misses it, Mohammad Hafiz. All in all, it's a dot ball, but it was a bit of ugly cricket.
Yeah, I think Morgan will realise that that's not worth appealing for. So England's fielding has been a bit raggedy in this opening 10 overs. Let's hope they can improve in the second half, or they'll be hoping they can improve. Morgan's face doesn't look a good one at the moment.
Rashid bowls. This one's clubbed down the ground by Hafiz, who will get a single to very straight long on. 87 for 2. But the danger man is now back on strike. Hyder Ali, 44 not out. He seems to be picking Adil Rashid as well. He's not been able to really unfurl any massive strokes yet, but he looks like he knows exactly what's coming here. And this one is full and just played down the ground. There's a bit of a misfield from the bowler who tried to get down it, but he'll get only 1 run against his name there as Hyder Ali moves on to 45. Pakistan 88 for 2. Just seen the DRS replay of the one that struck Mohamed Hafiz's back leg as he went for that slog sweep, and he's managed to pull out a slog sweep this time, and he's got a long way back. 6 runs into the stand there, square of the wicket on the leg side, and Hafiz is taking Pakistan to 94 for 2 with the third 6 of the innings.
Yeah, he was looking for that, wasn't he? That sort of slog sweep shot over square leg, and it really going through mid-wicket as well. He was looking for the ball before that the LBW shout too, but he picked up, connected that time, and was quickly onto it. That googly that Rashid had bowled, and Hafiz picked that one up rather nicely. Good shot.
Yeah, he's doing a good job here for his team at Mohamed Hafiz. 23 off 19, so better than his usual T20 strike rate. Rashid in again, under a bit of pressure now for the first time in the series. Bowls this one again, a slog sweep from Mohamed Hafiz. He's got this one even higher than the last, and it's going to go a long way back into the stand once more. It's almost a carbon copy of the previous. Back-to-back 6s from Mohamed Hafiz takes Pakistan past 100.
That's a great pick-up, isn't it, from Hafiz? He's getting plenty of practice, isn't he? Adil Rashid's like the bowling machine at the moment to him. He's just planting it up there. Hafiz is getting down on one knee and hoiking him over square leg for 6 runs, and that's twice or 3 times in the over he's tried it. Twice it's paid off. And Captain Owen Morgan's going to have a word with Adil Rashid. Say, well, what are your plans here, Adil? Because at the moment you're just getting put over the park, over the ropes at the minute, and Dawid Malan's going to try and fetch the ball here. He don't quite know where it's gone.
Yeah, of course, nobody can help pick the ball up other than the team who are in the biosecure bubble. So Malan or whoever else has gone to join now has to find that ball, has to find it sooner or rather than later. I think it is bounced onto the concourse and possibly gone out of the ground completely. So Malan has now given up the chase. Somebody else has gone to look for it, which means they'll have to bring the wet wipes out, won't they, to make sure there's nothing on the ball when it does come back. Or maybe, that's it, they brought a spare ball out. So Martin Saggers, the 4th umpire, has come out with Tom Banton's found it. Well done, Tom. Finally, the ball's been the ball they've been playing with from that end has been returned, and we've still got 1 ball left in this Adil Rashid over. It has at least given Rashid and Morgan time to chew over what's been happening here and how they're going to bowl the next one to Mohamed Hafiz, or how Rashid is.
Yeah, what plans has Adil Rashid got then for Hafiz, who's just hoiked him over for 2 6s? What comeback have you got? You're a good bowler, Adil Rashid.
So Hafiz 29 not out, sets himself again. Rashid comes in, bowls from outside the off stump, but he gets one underneath the attempted cut there from the batsman, and that's a good finish there over from Rashid. He just sort of scrubbed it through at 58 miles an hour, much quicker than his previous deliveries. It gets him a dot ball. So at the end of the 11th over, Pakistan are 100 for 2.
That was a better, wasn't it? That he just sort of, I'm going to get a little bit more pace on this, not too much bounce, really, I hope. And it did. Hafiz tried to get outside off stump to play it leg side, but it was quicker than he thought. He went a bit more of a grubber, and he went through to Bairstow, who watched it well, and managed to get a dot ball to finish Adil Rashid. So he's gone for 27 in his 2, so he's been put around the park a little bit. Sometimes it's not your day. The bowlers have their opportunities, but what plans have England got for Haider? How much have they seen of him to try and see what plans they've got? Well, Gregory is after his decent over last time out. He's going to get a 3rd here, Simon.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision to keep Gregory into the attack after that much improved last over. He comes in again to Haider Ali, who goes to the pull shot, and this one is in the air out towards Banton in the deep, and it'll just be 1. So it was a shortish ball from Gregory, but Haider wasn't able to really dispatch it with full authority. He moves on to 46.
Yeah, I don't recommend bowling a short ball leg side to Haider Ali or to Mohamed Hafiz. That seems to be their favourable areas of joy, doesn't it, really, when they're going for the big shots? Try and get it outside the off stump, be a bit negative if you can.
Gregory comes in again. This one is fuller outside the off stump. Swing and a miss from Hafiz, who was giving it absolutely everything, trying to hit him down the ground, back over his head. But I think he saw him coming and just bowled it a little bit wider, so it's good craft again from Lewis Gregory.
Yeah, you know, if the strong arm, if the strong areas are leg side, then don't bowl leg side. Just try and get it outside the off stump. You know, even with a bit of pace, a bit of bounce outside the off stump, just make them think. Nothing leg side, really, because you're just feeding them.
England are actually starving Hyder Ali of the strike a little bit here as Gregory comes into Mohamed Hafeez, and this one is hit into the ground. It's squirted off an under edge down towards fine leg. It will get Hyder Ali back on strike, just a single to Adil Rashid, and Pakistan 102 for 2. But anything that's not a boundary, really, not a bad result, or certainly in terms of the run rate in the over, is coming down again, down to 8.87. Hyder Ali waits. He's very relaxed at the wicket, not too much fidgeting from him. He just watches Lewis Gregory amble in and bowl the fourth ball over. And this one is on the pad. This one's flipped up towards sort of mid-on, and the fielder comes in from deep mid-wicket. They come back for 2. Good running there from Hyder Ali. Intelligent cricket as well. He saw that the boundaries were well patrolled, and he just played that one very nicely for 2 out towards deep mid-wicket.
Yeah, good running between the pair then, wasn't it? Very sensible cricket. He's on the cusp of a maiden Test 50 in his debut international game, so it's good from him.
Gregory bowls, and that's swing and a miss down the leg side. Could be a wide. Let's see what the umpire decides this time. He didn't wide Gregory on a previous delivery, and I think he's got away with another one there. He's bowling such a tight line. There must have been some trouser leg or pad on that one. Hyder Ali a bit upset that he didn't get the wide, or he didn't manage to get the bat on ball, more likely. But another good outcome for Lewis Gregory, who's really pulling things back. He's going to finish off his over now. Balls to Hyder Ali again. This one is a slow ball bouncer. It's pulled towards mid-wicket. It might pierce the field. It's just going to hit the rope. Perfect placement from Hyder Ali between 2 fielders. Gets the boundary they needed. And that's the 50 for him. 52 not out. Hyder Ali, his maiden international T20 50 on debut. And Pakistan 108 for 2 after 12.
There's going to be a big future for this kid, isn't there? Really brilliant knock from him as well. Where's he been hiding? This international T20 50 on debut. Phenomenal effort, good work from him.
Was that an intentional pun there? Where's he been hiding?
It wasn't actually, no. But as soon as I said it, I realised, oh no.
Yeah, absolutely. They've obviously been trying to hold him back a little bit, but you know, it was win or bust tonight, wasn't it? Really, you know, the series was down to 2 matches. They'd lost the first one, and I think he's been just what they've been missing, to be honest. In that number 3 position as well, which is so crucial in every format, really. You look at, you know, T20, 50 over cricket, Test cricket. Batting at number 3 is one of the you know, real specialist positions, and to find someone like him at 19 means they're going to get 10, 15 years out of him if he can carry on like this. Yeah. But anyway, let's get back to the game here. 108 for 2. Hafeez on strike now as Tom Curran's recalled to the attack. His first 2 overs have been very good for England, just 12 runs coming from them. But now bowling with the attack mode on for Pakistan. He bowls this one, a slow length ball, which is just run down with a cross bat down towards third man by Mohamed Hafeez, and it's now 109 for 2.
I'm looking at Hafeez, he's 9th in the list of all-time run scorers in T20 cricket, and I appreciate that it's only been going internationally since 2006, but you know, that's when he made his debut, as you mentioned before, and he's way up there as well. And Shoaib Malik is in 4th place as well, so phenomenal amount of runs they've got between them, these 2.
Hyder Ali on strike here as Curran's in again, ball's full, and this one a swing and a miss from Hyder. He lost his shape a little bit there, trying to force that one over the top of long on, and yeah, Curran getting the better of him with that slightly slower delivery. Yeah, it bounced on its way through to Bairstow. He's been done by a slower ball. Very crafty stuff that from Tom Curran. Smart
bowling that from Tom Curran.
So Pakistan 109 for 2 as Curran prepares to come in again. Hyder Ali on strike, 52 not out. Curran bowls, he moves across his stumps. It's a full toss. It's a hit down the ground for a single. But that's all they'll get as it's fielded by Gregory there at wide-ish mid-off. 110 for 2.
That's good again from Curran. That's pretty good. Second over didn't go for many. Coming on for 14 now, so looking to execute those dot balls, try and stop Pakistan from scoring and squeeze them with pressure as well, because run rate is 8.8 at the moment.
Curran bowls again. This one's a bouncer. This one's pulled into the air. I don't think he's quite got all of this. There's a man out in the deep. Oh, it's gone over his head. He certainly did get all of it. It's another 6 for Mohammad Hafiz. He's teed off there with a golf shot to deep mid wicket, and that takes Pakistan to 116 for 2.
Was that a slower ball bouncer from Curran attempted there? I think it might have been. He took a couple of steps outside his off stump, and I think he tried, it might have been an orthodox bouncer, but it wasn't a great ball, and he was quickly dispatched. And it just shows that this surface is quite slow in actual fact, isn't it? That balls can just sit up nicely for them. It was a good shot from Hafiz. Didn't seem to time it, but it certainly went enough not to be timed.
Yeah, when you see this wicket, and there's really little in it for the spinners, there's no pace in it for the quick bowlers, you're thinking that 180, 190, it might not be enough for Pakistan. I mean, England obviously chased down a bigger score than that the other day. His next delivery, another slow ball bouncer outside the off stump. It's pulled out towards deep mid wicket along the ground. Will just be 1 to Banton, and the score trundles along to 117 for 2. But yeah, I think 185, England will fancy the chance to chase down 185. They would need more than that, Pakistan. Of course, the lights will be on, I suppose, as well when England are batting, so there might be a bit, maybe a bit harder for the new batsmen coming in.
Just get the feeling, don't you? Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, these two need to stay in, don't they, as well? But you just get the feeling that England's so confident chasing anything, in particular.
So, last ball over them from Curran, who's into Hyder Ali. This one's a wide outside the off stump, and it's a great delivery. It was Yorker length outside the off stump, well, certainly full, and Hyder didn't even offer a shot. So he's got out the over very nicely with that delivery, Tom Curran, and the score is still 117 for 2.
Yeah, that was a good ball from Tom Curran. Good finish there. Good response to going around the park before. From that 6, he only went for 3, didn't he? So he'll be delighted with that, and might just get him another over. That's 3 overs. He's bowled 1 for 21, so he's bowling well so far. Whether Lewis Gregory, who's gone for an economy of 9 in his 3 overs, just wait for him. I don't know if they'll return to Adil Rashid in particular. How many overs have we had now? 13, so they're going to get 7 out of Mahmood. Maybe Moeen Ali might get an over here. Jordan's got 2 left. Gregory's got 1. Adil Rashid's got 2, so they're going to have to bowl one of the spinners.
It's going to be Rashid. Yeah. So although he came in for a bit of tap last time out, the captain is backing him here to return and bowl a good over. He comes in here to Mohammad Hafiz over the wicket. Hafiz steps across his pads, and he's been completely done by a regulation leg spinner. I think he was expecting the googly, but he bowled a regulation leg spinner, and he was completely done by that one. Completely missed it.
Yeah, it wasn't a great shot that from Hafiz. And Rashid again delighted this time to get a dot ball as well.
Comes in again and bowls. Hafiz steps again down the leg side. That's gone down the leg side though, and that will be wided by the umpire. A bit of a rueful look on Rashid's face as he receives the ball back from Johnny Bairstow, but I think he saw the batsman coming again, but maybe just pushed it too far down the leg side. Comes in again, balls to Hafiz. This one's in the air. He's got a lot of this. It's gone very high, and it's gone a long way back as well. It's 6 runs down the ground from Mohammad Hafiz, giving the bowler the charge and getting the maximum outcome.
Yeah, fine strike from Mohammad Hafiz. That giving himself plenty of room there, didn't he? Down the ground. 69 the other day. He's looking good to match that, trying to even better it in particular. It was a good shot that, straight down the ground, and Rashid's been going around the park a little bit here.
Yeah, there's just nothing in this for the spinners, are there? And England's attack with the 2 spinners they've got meant Owen Morgan had to get 4 overs out of them, and this is probably the last over you'd want from them now. 124 for 2. It's Old Trafford. Why is there nothing in it for the spinners? I know it's a T20 deck, it's a white ball, but it's Old Trafford, surely.
Yeah.
Comes in again here. Adil Rashid.
Turning square recently, hasn't it? Last couple of years.
It's a reverse sweep in the air over the top of the field. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. The fielder out there. It's Banton, and they'll just get 2 So Mohammed Hafiz with a bit of a sort of interesting shot, but he managed to chip it up over the infield and get 2 runs.
It was an interesting shot, wasn't it, that? Using plenty of skills that he's got.
He's 46 off 29 now. 1 shot away from the 50. Rashid bowls down the leg side. He goes for the sweep and misses it. And yeah, perhaps he needs to stick to the unorthodox shots, reversing the hands rather than trying to play the orthodox, because it's been a bit of a cat and mouse over this one. 2 dot balls, a wide, a 6 and a 2. Comes in again here, Rashid, and he'll have to start his run again, because I think he was the one that lost his run, or something distracted him on his way to the wicket there. So Hafiz is still there, 46. 2 balls left in the over, and this one is again hit into the onside, quite square of the wicket, and it's going to just beat the fielder, is it? Yes, despite the best efforts of Gregory, who threw himself into the rope again. It goes for 4.
Yeah, it's a good shot again from Hafiz, who brings up another half century in this series. He's batting really well. Warm applause from his colleagues as well. And Pakistan looking good for a big score. They might have to get more than they got the other day.
Yeah, that was I think a premeditated sort of pull shot on one knee, which just pierced the field, despite great effort from Gregory running around from fine leg. Couldn't get there. So last ball the over then, 130 for 2. As Rashid bowls, Hafiz goes back in his crease, and then he tries to play one with the sort of against the spin into the onside, misses it, and hits him high on the pad. So that's the end of the over, but a great one for Pakistan again, 130 for 2. 13 off that one.
Yeah, he's batted well, Hafiz. 32 balls for his 50, 3 4s and 4 6s. Most of them sort of slog sweep, if you will, but timed perfectly and really, really well. Using all his experience and guiding Haider Ali, who was miles ahead of him in terms of runs. He's the one who's taking the strike off him, Mohammed Hafiz, and he's almost caught up with him in terms of balls and runs. And he's doing particularly well and playing that role. 130 for 2 after 14. Pakistan in an excellent position.
10 and over gets them to 190 from here. I don't think they get to 190, to be honest. I think they'll be a little bit short of that, but it'll still be a pretty competitive score. But like you say, England fancy the chances of chasing anything down at the moment. The way that some of the batsmen are in form, like obviously Morgan's form is incredible. Banton's been in form, hit runs this series. Milan has played very well as well. Probably the only one you want to see get a few runs. Moeen Ali, needs a few runs, but yeah, I think they'll fancy 190, chasing 190 here. But like I say, I just think that maybe now this is where England could strike in these last few overs, because there'll be no more spin now. It'll all be seam bowlers bowling off-speed deliveries, which might just work the oracle for England, hold them back. Anyway, Haider's 53 not out, as Jordan's going to come back onto bowl, right arm over the wicket, bowls full on the leg stump, and it's just dabbed away into mid-wicket, probably just one there. As Haider turns a strike over to Hafiz, who's exactly 50 not out.
Yeah, just looking at Gregory, might be the one to get 4 overs as well. I wonder whether Rashid's going to just say no more from him. So Keeb Mahmood's got a couple, so that's one end to bowl at the death. And Jordan Curran have got, this will be Jordan's 3rd over, so he's got a couple left, and Curran's got 1 over, so might have to get 1 out of somebody else, maybe Gregory.
Who do you want bowling the last over here for England?
I usually prefer Chris Jordan to do it. I think he usually is the man towards the death, isn't he? Of course, Stokes would be if he was playing. Maybe Jordan's got quite a few skills in his armoury there as a bowler, and he's learnt a lot, hasn't he, over the course, and specialises in T20 cricket around the world as a bowler. And yeah, I think I'd like him.
Well, he's just ready to bowl his 2nd delivery now. This over to Mohammed Hafiz. They've got everybody back on the boundary on the leg side. There's nobody saving 1 or anything less than that. As his next delivery, he's outside the off stump. He's gone for a big swing and has got an inside edge down towards mid-on, where the fielder from long on comes up. So just 1 there. But interesting tactics there from England. Everybody on the leg side back on the boundary. Everybody in the offside was pretty much on the edge of the circle, bar 1. And he's bowled a slightly slower ball on a length outside the off stump and forced the batsman really to try and impart the power and the direction himself, really, which is a tactic I'm sure England will go to again to try and stymie Mohammad Hafiz. Just watching the under fire Pakistan coach Misbah, whose body language today much better than it was the other day when he was head in hands on the balcony. Now he's down by the dugout and he's trying to just advise some of his teammates there that have either batted or yet to bat, so he looks to be a bit more positive in his body language today. Been criticised for that for the second T20 International. Oh, and he's bowled him! Second delivery here from Chris Jordan has bowled Haider on his off stump. It's a Yorker which Haider's tried to smack through the onside and he's not got underneath it, and his off stump's gone. 132 for 3, big wicket there for England.
It certainly was. I have to say it's an awful shot, isn't it, from Haider Ali? I don't know whether there's a bit of tiredness in there or what, but his feet never moved, and Jordan just bowled the Yorker and took his stump out the ground. But well battered anyway, Haider Ali. Plenty more from him to come, I'm sure. 54 from 33 with 5 fours and 2 sixes. An excellent knock-on debut.
Yeah, it really was, and I think we were all tipped off, weren't we? You know, there'd been a lot of talk about Haider Ali before this series began, that he was the one to watch, and finally we get to see him tonight at Old Trafford. He's not disappointed. The one disappointment from a Pakistan perspective about how that ended was that he didn't see enough of the strike in the last 3 or 4 overs. You know, for him to have basically been going at a strike rate of approaching 200, but yet has only faced 33 balls, having been since virtually, you know, the 3rd over of the game. So he's been in there for 12 overs, and he's only faced 33 balls. You know, that is unfortunate. That you know, Hafiz has done a good job, and he's been up there with the strike rate as well. But I just think that maybe, you know, there could have been a century there for him really tonight, Haider Ali. But anyway, I
mean, it was a good ball from Jordan, wasn't it? Yorker that got the Haider Ali, but I mean, it was an awful shot he was trying to play to it. I'm not too sure what he was trying to do, but a pat on the head from Mohammad Hafiz there, and yeah, well battered overall, I suppose. Disappointing way to get out.
But yeah, Owen Morgan's gone to his experienced bowler here, and he's produced Chris Jordan so far in this over. Comes in again to the new batsman, and that was a Yorker for Shadab to Shadab rather, and they're going to get 2 runs. Oh no, they're not. They're going to send him back. He was looking for the second one there with Shadab. Just come in, got a Yorker on leg stump. He's got some bat on it, but has it hit the pad first? England are reviewing this. They think they might got him LBW.
First ball, interesting, isn't it? And we'll have to wait and see what happened. He's pushed Shoaib Malik out of the way. He's pushed Shadab up the order. And yeah, Chris Jordan's quite happy with that. So we're going to review here. So
I don't,
Yorker again.
I don't think he's out here. It's hit the bat. Yeah. Why are you reviewing one that's hit the bat? I thought the only thing England must have thought there is, has it hit the bat and then the pad? But it's not even hit the pads. So that is the worst review ever.
Well, thankfully they've got 2. So in this one, because that's a terrible one to waste. Awful.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised they reviewed that, because I thought, well, the only thing they could be thinking of, has it hit the pad before the bat? But no, didn't even go anywhere near the pad. So a bit embarrassing one there for Owen Morgan and Chris Jordan. Just a single off it anyway, so they didn't get that second run. Shadab is on 1. Mohammad Hafiz though back on strike. Everybody on the rope on the leg side again, most of them on the edge of the circle on the offside as Jordan comes in to bowl this one outside the off stump, and he's gone for a reverse sweep, trying to paddle it round the corner, and he's missed it.
Hafiz is fuming there. He thinks that's a wide, and he's getting on with his work. It's a bit wide, but I think he's just missed the ball, hasn't he? In actual fact, good ball from Jordan again. This is good over. He'll be looking to finish this off.
Excellent delivery, I thought. Yeah, it was close to the guideline, but I don't think it was anywhere near being over the guideline. Just really good bowling this from Chris Jordan. And you know, when there's been runs flowing around him, for him to only gone for 17 off almost 3 overs. It's a full toss. This one's hit into the air. Shadab doesn't quite make contact. Oh, sorry, Hafiz doesn't quite make contact enough to get it out towards the fielders in the deep. They'll only get 1 run as well. But was it a no ball? Question is, was it over waist high? Surely that had to be over waist high when it came to him. But again, the umpires have not signalled it as a no baller.
Mike Burns just making a reference there in his notebook, but Hafiz did look at the umpire to say, well, what was that then? It did look high, didn't it? Over waistline there. All eyes on David Milnes at point. Yeah.
I would say it's halfway between his waist and his chest, that. And the umpires, I don't think, have been too hot here tonight for Pakistan or for England either, really, but they've not been. So they've not been on top of the wides down the leg side. They've not been on top of that no ball. Really, you could say that. I think that's 3 extras that Pakistan should have had, and obviously a free hit with that as well.
Yeah, you're right there. So Jordan, Curran, Gregory and Rashid have all got one left. Mahmood's got a couple. I think we'll see Moeen Ali again, and it's going to be Gregory to come in now for his final ball. A full toss, lofted leg side. It's a chase round. He's not going to get value for it, though. He'll grab a couple. Shadab Khan. It's fielded by Adil Rashid as we're inside 5 overs to go now. 136 for 3. What a great ball that from Gregory to start with.
I think a low full toss is a bad ball necessarily. I think, you know, the way that the ball's sitting up off this slow surface, I'd rather have a low full toss than just one that just sat up and begged to be smacked out of the park.
Here comes Gregory to Shadab, who tries to play it leg side. Good stop from Bairstow, but they're going to get a run here. Whether it came off the bat of Shadab or the shoulder, much given as a no ball. So was that a free hit as well?
Yeah,
38 for 3.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was not as bad as the previous one from Jordan in the previous over, but this time the umpire at the other end has given it. So it is indeed a free hit, and we'll see how England deal with this now.
Morgan goes to have a word with his bowler, and 38 for 3. A free hit then for Shadab Khan. Gregory's gone for 31 for his 3 overs so far. They're putting a man out at long on. So the fielders are in. In comes Gregory then to Shadab Khan, and it's on length. It's lofted down the ground. There's one bounce. The fielder is Jordan, gets a throw in. Gregory's got to get away with that one a little bit. Only going for 1. He'll be delighted with that. Shadab looks very disappointed that he didn't get more than a single. 39 for 3 then. Shadab Khan's on 2. The important thing from Shadab's point of view is to get Mohammad Hafiz on strike. It's 55 from 37 deliveries, 3 4s and 4 6s. In comes Gregory then to Hafiz, and he lofts this one down the ground. Has he got enough on it? It's over the fielder who's in. Chase on here for Moeen Ali. Can he stop it? No, he can't. Jordan can't get there either.
Getting a boundary really is through the offside, either by piercing it with an incredible shot or just chipping it. And what he did was he went for the little chip down the ground there, and he picked on Moeen Ali a little bit there. Who, nothing Moeen Ali could do. He's fielding position. He's got to be in the circle, so he couldn't get back to really do much about that.
Here comes Gregory and to Hafiz again. Short ball. Hafiz pulls this down to fine leg. There is Adil Rashid who gets the throw in, so it's only a single. An angry ball from Lewis Gregory, I think that might have been. And he gets taken for 1, 44 for 3. Yeah, because with Hafiz lofted him down the ground, sensible batting like you said, because Moeen Ali was up. Jordan was the man who was out at long on. So mid-off was up, so he lofted him over mid-off. And yeah, there's an element of risk to that, of course, but he's in good touch. He batted that one particularly well. Shadab Khan on strike then to Lewis Gregory. 2 balls left in the over. Gregory got plans for Shadab. Baseball stance from him, and he tried to carve this over the offside, but he takes a couple of steps backwards, and it's fielded by Bairstow down leg side, although the ball went over the stump, so it's not going to be given as a wide. Not a great looking shot that from Shadab.
This is a pretty good ball though. I mean, what I'm seeing from Lewis Gregory here, his first over was dreadful. Take that out of the equation. The next 2.5 overs, essentially the next 3 overs, apart from we don't know what this last ball is going to be like, they've all been pretty good. I think he's shown something here that he can have a role for England.
Here comes Gregory then. This one's cut away by Shadab, and he beats the field, and that going to race away for 4. The field was in, so him making that cut shot. That was good. Good shot from Shadab there. He just took a step back. He was trying that before, wasn't he? It was a short ball from Gregory. He didn't finish it particularly well, his 4 overs. He's gone for 41. But that one was cut away off the infield. The field up. Yeah, smart looking shot that.
Yeah, it was a very very cute little shot that. I don't mind the ball. I think he's just improvised a very good shot to get it away for 4 runs there as Shadab Khan. He's obviously got plenty of batting skills. You know, he deserves to bat in the top 6 of Pakistan, and he's going to try and show what he can do today, sort of promoted up the order. But I think overall, Lewis Gregory's impressed me there with the 4 overs. You know, the fact that he's definitely the least experienced bowler in the 6, and he's got the full 4 in, shows that how his captain's backed him today. And considering he went for 12 runs off his first over, to come back and only go for 41 from 4, and he probably should have had a wicket as well. I think it's a really good effort. Like I say, the fact that he's taken the pace off the ball on a slow pitch might show he's got a future when England tour abroad in T20 conditions in India or the subcontinent.
So Curran will start a new over, and he comes then to Mohammad Hafiz, who lofts him skywards. He picked out the attempted Yorker. It became a full toss. Hafiz just dispatches him into the empty seats of a mid-wicket, and that was not a great delivery that from Tom Curran there. 6 runs more for Hafiz, who moves on to 66.
Yeah, that is definitely a strong area for him. Like I said before, you know, I think a low full toss isn't a bad ball at this stage. However, that was way too high. That was pretty much waist high as it dropped on Hafiz, and he just muscled it over the boundary there with that big bat to move to 66. And England have got to be a bit cuter with the way they bowl to him now. You know, I think that the wide Yorkers and the low full tosses are much better than a length ball or anything like that. Was just a sort of waist-high full toss and deserved what it got.
69 for Mohammad Hafiz the other day, 66 not out today, and he wants more. In comes Curran then to him, and this one's a full Yorker length, driven down the ground, fielded it mid-off by Chris Jordan. 1 more to the total. That was a comeback from Curran that he, as you say, the sort of Yorker full toss or the dipping full toss you can get. Trying to stem anything. It can be hit leg side. Shadab's on strike. 6 from 4. Curran, who's gone for 28 in his final over so far. His partnership's 23 runs in less than 2 overs. Baseball style stance for Shadab, as this one's lofted down the ground by, perhaps didn't time it, so Jordan just steps across a couple of steps over field as Shadab gets a single. 156 for 3. Again, Curran trying the slower ball Yorker.
So few boundaries hit by Pakistan in the offside in this innings. You know, we can only maybe think of 2 or 3 boundaries through the offside, whereas really all the 6s have come leg side or down the ground, and the majority of the 4s, vast majority of the 4s have come leg side. So, you know, England really just need to bowl a little bit more offside. Really, you know, it's such an obvious thing, but Pakistan haven't been able to hit that many boundaries through the offside.
So Hafiz, 67 not out, waits for Curran. This is out the offside, and needs a full length delivery. It was cut away by Hafiz to pick up a single. That was a good ball. O'Malley fielding there inside the circle. Hafiz moves on to 68. 57 for 3. It's about stopping the boundaries now, isn't it? Really, you know, those big runs. You just want to make sure that, you know, that they get a bit frustrated, Pakistan, and try and make an error. Stop them from going for big runs, and now try and block any scoring that they've got. Yorkers will be the key, you feel, and plenty of variety from Curran. He's got a couple of balls left in his spell. This one's again a slower ball, which is short. He chops into the ground by Shadab, and he'll only get a single there as Curran fields off his own bowling. More frustration from Pakistan's point of view. 158 for 3, 1 ball left in the over. A shake of the head from Shadab Khan. 8 from 6.
Yeah, very much. It was his change-up, that wasn't it? 69 miles an hour, that delivery, whereas all the previous ones have been over 82, 83, and then a 69 mile an hour slow ball, which resulted in just that single.
Curran then, final ball of his spell. It's been a good over this from Surrey man. It comes now to Hafiz, who hooks his leg side past square leg. The fielder out there is Banton, and gets the throw, and I think there's only been one, scored there. Hafiz moves on to 69. That's the end of the over. 159 for 3 after 17. That was a good over there. I don't know, should have broken his bat? I think he might have done, or wants to change his bat anyway.
Yeah, I think he must have broken his bat prior to playing that shot, and it may have actually forced his hand with the shot that he played, rather than play a sort of a more orthodox cricket shot. He's decided, well, my bat's broken here, I'm going to try and just almost grab it halfway down the shaft and just jab it into the onside. And he got a single for it. Fair play to him, he's improvised there, but I think his equipment was essentially broken when he played the shot.
Yeah,
it must have sounded a bit funny.
Right there.
It must have sounded a bit funny the way it came off the bat, because Bairstow was almost in stitches, having a laugh with Shadab at the end of that bit of cricket.
England have to be quick through their overs. They're already coming up to an hour and a half so far. 59 for 3 then Pakistan. And Mahmood will come on now to bowl the third of his 4 overs. Bowl the death over. Jordan will be the one after him. So here comes Mahmood then, who's gone for 17 off his 2, and he comes right arm over to Hafiz, who drives down the ground, and he'll get 1. The throw comes in, they stick at 1 as well, and that was good work from Billings out there in the deep. Got the throw in. Hafiz just a tap and looking for 2, but it's good work from Billings there that time to get the throw in and stop the second run coming.
Yeah. Pressure on the fielders all round now, isn't there? I mean, this is where Morgan will really sort of be looking, at his fielders and seeing who's going to step up and who's going to wilt under the pressure.
Indeed. Mahmood comes again then to Shadab, who just whips him through to mid-wicket. There's Billings again. This time the ball's hit towards him. Didn't have to move too much, and again it's just another single, and it's squeezing boundaries now from England. What was the last boundary? And the start of the last over was a 6 from Mohammed Hafiz, and starving them there. There's been singles all the way since then. Bowling from England. Mahmood then to come in now to Mohammed Hafiz, who's 70 not out. And then short ball, Hafiz pulls this leg side. There'll be a couple of bounces. There's Billings again, who gets a throw in, and then just grab a couple this time. It's wide of Bairstow, so no chance of a run out, and an easy couple for Hafiz.
He's a bit overworked in this over, isn't he, Billings? He's fielded all 3 now, and he's actually gone in front of Banton to field that one. So I mean, Banton is looking at Billings, going, "Well, that's my ball. Why have you come and taken that away from me?" But Billings is just so keen. He's like a little Yorkshire Terrier out there. He's just yapping away and getting everything.
Hafiz on strike, 72. Waits for Mahmood to come in again. Angled onto the leg side, whip through mid-wicket. That should be out to Billings again. Straight to him. I think they've just got a single this time, and they do. 164 for 3. Hafiz moves on to 73. It's a good over this from Mahmood to finish up, stop the boundaries, squeeze everything out of Pakistan with only 14 balls, legitimate balls of the innings to go.
Yeah, well, you mentioned no boundaries for Pakistan since the beginning of the previous over, but also no dot balls for England since the over before that. So the dot balls have dried up. They're getting the 1s and 2s easily because the field is so far back on the leg side, and that's where it's tending to go. 4 to Billings in this over so far.
Shadab waits for Mahmood. He comes in now again, leg side. This one's got a bit more of a connection to it, and they'll get 4 runs there. Just slightly leg side did Mahmood. And Shadab Khan quickly onto that, watching it go round the corner. Slightly off his line there, Mahmood. Shadab was quickly onto that and played it around square for 4 runs.
Yeah, I think he's tried to bowl it leg stump because he thinks the batsman's stepping away. In the end, the batsman's held his ground and just twisted his body, Shadab, and flicked it, a lot of bottom hand, down behind square on the leg side for 4 runs and found the gap. So that's the boundary they wanted, 168 for 3.
It's the second boundary for Shadab Khan. He's 13 from 8. Mahmood can respond with here for his final ball of his over to Shadab, and it's a full of length ball. It's lofted down the ground by Shadab. Has he got enough on it? Was a couple of bounces. Yeah, it falls short of Chris Jordan, who races round from long on, and Shadab will get a couple there as well. He had a bit of a risk there, but it fell short in the end for him. And Pakistan move on to 170 for 3 after 18. In the end, that was a good over for Pakistan, and England will be disappointed, and Lewis Gregg will be disappointed that they gave away that boundary towards the end.
Yeah, I think at the moment England would still be pretty. I mean, at the moment they're looking at 190 something probably. England would still fancy the chances of chasing this on this wicket, I would say. But it could all change, you know. 2 overs left, it could all change. We could see a clatter of wickets, and they might only just get up to 185 or something like that. But the thing about Shadab, I think Shadab is possibly batting a little bit high in this Pakistan lineup, but it may be because they don't have any sort of natural 6-hitters. But really, this stage of the innings, they should be looking to clear the ropes, specifically on that leg side where there's a shorter boundary. But I don't think Shadab's got the power to do it, so he has to do it with 4s. He has to try and be really cute and shift around his crease and try and put the batsman off the line, or the bowler off the lines. But you know, if this is England now coming in at 4, 5, 6, 7, they're all 6-hitters. Pakistan, I don't think they have, you know, beyond the sort of top 4 in this batting line, they don't have 6-hitters. Well, Sarfraz probably, yeah.
So, I mean, Wahab Riaz has opened the batting in the T20 Blast for Derbyshire before to specifically do that job, you know, and it came off on a couple of occasions. So I wonder whether, you know, if the next batsman gets out, whether they're going to promote Wahab to do that. So, not sure. It'll be an interesting tactic to see if they lose a wicket on that basis. Misbah will be delighted that his side have got 170. We're hoping that his side bowl a bit better and field a bit better than they did on Sunday. Hafiz on strike, he's 73. It's been a fine knock from him. 73 not out, 46. Jordan will come in for his final over. And he comes down to the experienced Hafiz. He bowls a full toss, lofted down the ground. That's maybe a 6, is it? Yeah. Look at that, and he's made a couple of steps forward from Hafiz. A wonderful shot, just a punch down the ground in actual fact, and it's gone for 6.
Well, that's me saying that. I think a low full toss isn't a terrible ball at this stage, but it obviously got deposited for 6 runs down the ground there. Superb shot, getting underneath that one. Brilliant from Mohammad Hafiz, and he moves to 79. He's the danger man. You know, Pakistan need Hafiz to bat the majority of these remaining 11 balls now.
His high score for Pakistan against England in international T20, 79 not out, and that was his 6th 6 of the innings. In comes Jordan again as Hafiz then takes a step across and he dives, and Morgan goes on the dive to try and take that one. He can't quite get onto it, but he stopped a certain boundary, I suppose, and almost a spectacular catch from the England captain. And I think it's just gone for 1, but a brilliant effort from Owen Morgan.
Yeah, he's on his toes. He gets across. He gets his hand to it. It's a drop. You know, by his high standards, that's a drop catch. Morgan will be disappointed with himself there because he gets his hand to it. His right hand, you know, he's obviously he's a left-handed batsman, but he does throw right-handed, so he'll be disappointed he didn't take that.
It's a brilliant effort from Morgan. Didn't quite get there in the end. Jordan then. And he comes to Shadab, who takes a couple of steps and tries to scoop it over the stumps, but didn't get a connection. It went through to Bairstow. And the old scoop shot over the wicketkeeper. It becomes a dot ball. 7 off the over so far. Big 6 starting the over.
Ball him a bouncer. I don't think he can hit a bouncer for 6 here. So you've got a lot more options bowling to Shadab Khan than you have to Mohammad Hafiz. ideally bowl him another dot ball because it keeps him on strike for another one. But I don't think Shadab can get him away for 6 here.
77 for 3. In comes Jordan then, a full length ball driven down the ground straight to the fielder, and that's the end of Shadab Khan. The 4th wicket's fallen. And again, it was almost a Yorker again that Jordan bowled. Shadab tried to loft it down the ground but didn't get too much of a connection, and it was taken at mid-on by Tom Curran, and the 4th wicket has fallen. So I wonder whether they're going to go to Wahab now. I'm not too sure, but we shall see. But yeah, good catch, I suppose, in the end, straight to him. You don't want to drop those.
Yeah, I thought he did okay. Shadab Khan, he's obviously quick fire 15 off 11. It's not the worst outcome in the world. It's going to be is Imad Wasim? They've promoted up the order here. Imad Wasim. So again, Shoaib Malik, it just keeps on dropping down the order. We've seen this so many times in Pakistan. They sort of put Shoaib Malik in at 5 and he ends up not batting at all. But it's Imad Wasim who's coming ahead of him again. This might be to stick a left-hander in there, possibly. They might have gone with a left-hander rather than Shoaib Malik, just thinking that the angles might be better off with the bowlers that sort of 2 right-arm bowlers coming in to bowl to him now. Having a left-hander there might work better for them, but he looks like he's got the power in him, Imad Wasim. It's whether he can make effective connections here. Yeah,
indeed. Yeah, I think you're right with the left-hand, right-hand format, just to throw them off the line a little bit and see what Jordan's got for him as he plays it leg side. He's gone high as Imad Wasim. This is going to have snow on it as it comes down. Is a fielder out there? Oh, he's dropped by Tom Curran. This time it went very, very high, but you feel like he has to take it. And England have dropped Imad Wasim, who comes back for the 2nd run. And that ideally should be regulation. I think Tom Curran's just mouthed the words, "That was poor."
Yeah. The wicket isn't going to cost them a great deal at this stage because Imad Wasim I don't think he's a poor. Yeah, he gets there. His hands are in the right position, and they just slips out of his hands. Just slips out of his hands into his chest, his waist, and then drops it down. It's going to cost England essentially 2 runs there. If it's a tight game, that might be quite costly.
Well, you can say he stopped the boundary, I suppose. In comes Jordan to Imad Wasim. Smites this down the ground straight to Curran again, who gets an angry throw in, looking for Wasim, who's just come back for the 2nd there. And to be sharp on his heels, Tom Curran shaking his head. And they grab a couple again. That's the end of the over. 181 for 4, which Jordan could have got 3 wickets in that over. And Jordan's finished 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 29. A fantastic spell from him.
I think so too.
Shows the importance he is to England's T20 side.
Yeah, I think he's definitely, if you play in the, well, he's been selected for the Australia series, which is pretty much England's strongest lineup, isn't it? They've gone with their best 14 in those 2 series. Obviously Stokes isn't there, but barring that, and Roy obviously is a slight injury doubt. He might play in the 1-days, but not the T20s. But by and large, Jordan's in your team. If you're going to the World T20, Jordan's there, and he's just shown why. He went for 6 off the first ball that over, and eventually got out of it, only having conceded 11 off the over, and it's the 19th over of the match.
Well, here's a man who's only on reserve in that T20 squad for Australia. He's got 1 over to try and certainly keep his name in the selectors' thoughts. As here comes Mahmood again, then to Hafiz, and he plays it leg side to down the ground. He'll concede at least 1. The throw comes in from Jordan. That gets Mahmood bowling to Imad Wasim. Yeah,
it's a good outcome for England. That single off the first ball. Hafiz on 81 is the 6-hitter. Imad Wasim on 4 not out. If England could keep him in now for the next few deliveries, that would be a very good outcome. 182 for 4. I think Pakistan now would probably settle for 190. If Hafiz was on strike, they'd be looking to get 200.
Yeah, they got 190, 195 the other day. So it may fall just slightly short of that. And then they've got to bowl well.
Bairstow wanders off. He didn't see it. It's 1 for 1 in the first over.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I don't think he saw that one, did he, at all? Yeah, really a massive breakthrough there on Yorker length, and it's hit the outside of the off stump there. Brilliant Yorker from Shaheen. It seemed to come back into the right-hander, and it clipped the outside of the off stump, and he's gone for 3 as Johnny Bairstow and a duck, and that's the worst possible start from England's point of view.
Yeah, such are the fortunes of T20 international cricket, just T20 cricket in general, isn't it? You know, you can be hero 1 minute and out for a duck the next. I do think, though, under Owen Morgan, as we just wait for the new batsman to come out, I do think under Owen Morgan there is much more belief. Like back in the old days, pre sort of the last pre-World Cup cycle, when Morgan took the captaincy of the one day teams, that you sort of felt that England, almost from the top down, felt that these matches were a bit of a lottery. You know, sometimes he won a T20, you know, or a 50-over match. Sometimes he didn't, and it was all a bit about, you know, if you won the toss, or, you know, if 1 or 2 batsmen were in form, and there was no great sort of, you know, if you lose a match, so what? You know, there's another one coming up. Now I do feel as though that certainly from the 50-over team, that's now passed over to the T20 team, that England feel like they can win every match. You know, it's not, they don't put as much down to bad luck or good luck on the day. It's about executing your skills, and you know, if you do that, then you will win the match. So it just seems to be a bit more sort of belief, a lot more belief about the T20 team. Anyway, they've got to do it. They've got it all to do now. They've lost a wicket in the first over. Malan has come out into the middle to join Bantam, and there's a second slip in for Shaheen. 1 for 1. He's now got the left-handed Malan in his sights. He comes round the wicket here. And so it comes over the wicket here, sorry, and this one is missed by Malan. Another one, it's a dot ball, and it's another very good over this for Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah, I think that England determined to try and, you know, win that T20 crown again, that they were cruelly defeated in 2016, on the cusp of victory there. And I think that's an aim of Owen Morgan as skipper, is to win a T20 World Cup. That should be the aim for England now, and they're getting towards a side which is an excellent one.
Shaheen bowls. This one is edged down towards wide third man by Malan. They're coming back for 2. Yeah, Banton didn't have to do too much there. It was Malan running back to the danger end, and he's back for the second. So at the end of that first over, England are 3 for 1. It's more or less the same score that Pakistan were after their first over as well. But England have lost one of their key top order batsmen in the form of Johnny Bairstow.
Indeed, with Malan doing his best to keep Joe Root out of the side, isn't he? As he gets more runs, playing that anchor role there at number 3. We've got Morgan. Moeen Ali likes to play his shots, although he's in terrible form with the bat. Billings is more of a nerdler, but we'll see more Imad Wasim, though, who likes the new ball, doesn't he, as he bowls.
Yeah, slow left armour, Imad Wasim. He's slow. He says slow, but he actually whips it through pretty quickly, doesn't he? And they'll look to get the full 4 overs out of him, I would think, today. He bowled 4 in the first match, took 2 for 31. Only got 3 in the second match, actually, 0 for 30. So he got a bit more tap in the second match as he just prepares his run to the wicket. It's going to be Banton on strike. 1 to his name so far. Here comes Imad Wasim then. In past the umpire, balls to Banton. It comes down the wicket, tries to launch him, and then pulls out of the shot and just jabs it into the ground. So a dot ball in the end. Banton pulls a bit of a face, looks at his bat. Can be quite an expressive character, can't he? And he watches on again as Imad comes around the umpire and bowls. And this time he waits for one and then just tries to run it down towards backward point, but there is no run again. Picked up by Haider, who seems to be fielding just behind square on the offside. Fielders all back on the edge of the ring as Imad bowls again. This one's a full toss and it's smacked through the offside. It's a misfield there. That's going to go for 4 runs. Oh dear, oh dear. Pakistan did not want that. It was Mohammad Hafiz, probably a bit stiff after his 86 not out. Didn't get down to that one, and it gets England off with their first boundary.
Yeah, not exactly what you want, is it there? But yeah, England get the first boundary. He's showing his age there in particular. Yeah, he took his time to get down to dive for that one, didn't he? Yeah, he'll be really disappointed.
Imad in again, reverse hit from Banton, superbly executed for 4 runs. He picks the gap between the man at short fine leg and short fine leg and not short fine, sorry, fine leg and square leg, and he just manages to chip it between or over them for 4 runs.
Yeah, back boundaries is just starting off now, isn't he? Lovely shot from
11 for 1.
Banton there.
Goes down the ground and actually just pulls out the shot again and plays a more defensive push up towards mid-off, so no run there. And the Pakistan band are back on the platform of the Old Trafford Metrolink there, one with a drum, one with an air horn. Imad bowls again. It's another reverse hit, and it's just fallen short. There's a misfield by Wahab Riaz, or possibly Haider Ali. It's going to go for 4 runs. So 3 boundaries off that over, all to Tom Banton, takes him to 13, England to 15 for 1.
Got away with that one there, didn't he? Riskham needed that over after disappointed losing Bairstow in the first over. A little bit of risk there, but it fell short.
Over his prone body as he sort of flops headfirst on the turf, and the bowler Imad Wasim was not happy with that. But Tom Banton successfully pulling off 2 reverse sweeps in the over, takes England to 15 for 1 after 2, and they're back on track after the early setback.
Yeah, they're Banton just showing all his skills. Just see Shaheen off.
Comes in again here, Shaheen starts his next over to Milan. This one's an in-ducker, and it's just defended off his toes there, just in front of his pads and outside, or on the line of off stump by Milan. He's patient, Milan, isn't he? He's one of these players that, even in 20-over cricket, has the ability to build an innings and build his strike rate up, so he becomes more effective as the game goes on.
Looks unflustered, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't let situations worry him in particular, and I guess that comes with experience, doesn't it? So he's 30 odd now, isn't he? He's played Test match cricket, he's played one-day cricket as well.
Shaheen's into Milan. This one is skied in the air. It's going to go in between 3 fielders who can't quite converge down towards third man, and he'll get a single for that. But it was a big top edge from David Milan. Fortunately for him and England, it dropped safe.
Just as I was saying, he looks unflustered. He plays a sort of flustered shot, doesn't he, there in particular? I think Shaheen's causing a few problems here, isn't he, for the England batsman?
Yeah, he definitely looks hard to get away. He's bowled 8 balls now, and he's gone for 4 runs. So that tells you he's also got a wicket. That tells you all about how effective he's been so far. And he's ready at his mark again. Now he's going to face Banton. He's only bowled 1 ball to Banton so far. He comes in again. This one is almost edged through to Sarfaraz as Banton tries to sort of fence at one, and he just doesn't quite get the nick.
It's a good ball going across the right-hander again causing a few problems. Not sure where the ball's going to go. This one's short of the length, wasn't it, through to Sarfaraz, and it was a good ball that from Shaheen. The youngster doing particularly well. He's only 22. There and quick, isn't he?
Yeah.
Good bowler.
Of course, he had Tom Banton dropped by Iftikhar at first slip in that first T20 international. Here is Shaheen again, bowls to Banton. This one is attempted pull into the ground and picked up by Shaheen in his follow-through. And he's all over the England batsman like a rash at the moment, isn't he? What's that? He's bowled 10 balls now and gone for 4 runs. That is incredible stuff at this international T20 level. And he's going at 90 miles an hour as well, so he's really cranked things up here as Shaheen. Spearheading the Pakistan attack right now. Ready at his mark again. Fielders in position. England 16 for 1. Shaheen in to Tom Banton, and this one is a back of a length, and it's pulled into the ground. They're going to scramble a quick single. Throw comes in. Banton probably would have been home had the throw been on target, but it was just over the stumps there from Shoaib Malik from just slightly behind mid-on. scrambled single takes England to 17 for 1. There's one ball left here in Shaheen's second over. Wahab is in his ear as he walks back to his mark. Average speed 89 miles an hour so far in this over. In the first 2 overs actually. He's got one ball left to complete the second. Mohammad Amir, who got injured in the second T20, is watching on, sat next to Misbah in the Pakistan balcony. Shaheen bowls to Malan. It's a bouncer, and he's tried to run it down towards third man. He's actually gone over the top of his bat through to Sarfraz, so he gets out of the over. He's gone for 5 runs off 2 overs. Terrific stuff from Shaheen. England still 17 for 1.
Yeah, I think England have just got to be patient to Shaheen, just try and get some runs off him, see it through, and try and pick off the other bowlers as well. So if it's not coming off Shaheen, try and get whoever's bowling at the opposite end and try and target them in particular. So England, whilst they've lost the wicket, 17, it's not a bad start from them. The required rate's 10, but England pushing up towards 6, they'll not be phased by that. Again, Banton just allows him the freedom to play shots. Malan is a builder of an innings.
Imad into Banton. Banton battering him through the leg side. 4 runs, 2 bounces as it reached the rope in express time. And we know he's so strong on the leg side. It's just a bit too straight, that, from Imad Wasim, and it was right in Banton's hitting zone.
Yeah, just in that area, wasn't it, on leg side, and they'll know now not to bowl there towards the line of middle and leg to Banton. He'll just put you away.
Imad in again, bowls to Banton, comes down the wicket again and just changes his mind, just bats it into a bit of a gap in the onside. Keeper Sarfraz has come a long way, but it's actually picked up by one of his teammates there, possibly Harris Rauf, who was, I'm sure, going to be a key bowler in this attack later on. 22 for 1 then with that single. Banton on 19, he's got 19 of the 22 runs England have mustered so far. Malan is 3 not out. Imad is going to come over the wicket now to the left-handed Malan. Bit of a delay before this ball's bowled, and now he gets ready. The bearded Imad over the wicket, short. Malan pulls, hits the fielder on the square leg point of the ring, which is Mohammad Hafiz, and there is no run. Imad ready again, balls to Malan. This one is battered through the offside. He's gone the aerial route. He's got it through for 4 runs through the covers, but over the top of the cover fielders for 4.
Nice shot that, wasn't it, from Malan? He's in tip-top form, isn't he, in this format? And I know I've just got him out there, but that was a good shot, wasn't it? Just wide, executing his skills just as the field's in. Realising a bit of danger there, but if you hit it over the infield, you'll get 4 runs for it.
Yeah, definitely a calculated risk, but one that's paid off for him. Comes in again here, Imad, round the wicket to... and this one's in the air from Malan. He's got a lot of this. It's gone out towards the square leg boundary. Oh, it's caught on the rope. What a brilliant catch that is. I think it might be Harris Rauf who's plucked it out of the air. A fantastic catch on the boundary. He saved 6 runs and got the wicket. Malan gone for 7. England are 26 for 2.
Brilliant. I took a calculated risk when I said that Malan's in tip-top form, and I've just got him out there as well with a leg side slog sweep. It was right. Perhaps there's only a man out there as well, and he's found him. I mean, it's a fine catch right on the boundary line. Yeah. Jumped up. It's brilliant, isn't it, there? From Fakhaz Zaman. Brilliant catch. And that's the 2nd wicket down. Yeah,
little moments like that could be huge difference makers in this match. If it's a tight game, then that is definitely one. Well, that's basically saved 6 runs and got a key wicket, one of England's top 3 batsmen. So I think you have to say that is a game changer right there for Pakistan. If they weren't favourites before that delivery, they certainly are now. And England up against it as the captain strides out. But there is no more informed batsman in the red colours tonight than Owen Morgan, who just looks so relaxed as he walks out there and joins Tom Banton. Gives him a bit of a nod, bit of a fist bump, and off they go. His T20 international career average is 31.24. However, in T20 and 50 over cricket since 2019, he's averaging 49, which is unbelievable.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, he's just seems a bit evergreen, doesn't he? Really, with his cricket right now, he's batting so well, but he needs a good score tonight.
Yeah, Fakhar Zaman's catch right at the top of his jump as well, so close to the boundary edge, pulling it down is the one that's turned this tide as Imad bowls to Banton, who just bats this one into the gap in the onside and gets a single to finish the over. 27 for 2 after 4.
Yeah, despite going around the park a little bit, Imad Wasim got a big wicket there, hasn't he? And it's a fine catch from Fakhar Zaman. And Malan will be annoyed that the only bloke he's found out there has taken his wicket, hasn't he? And yeah, brilliant catch as well, leaping up. There's always a danger as you look backwards to see if your foot's hit the rope or not, but no, he's done well there, and Malan has to go, I'm afraid. And the second wicket's fallen. England not exactly behind the 8 ball. They've got 27. They need to stop losing wickets, and they need a big partnership.
So Morgan will face his... Banton's nicked the strike there, hasn't he? So it's going to be Haris Rauf now, the right-arm fast bowler, 26-year-old, who gets ready to come in. Shuffles in past the umpire, bowls to Banton, who strikes him pretty cleanly through the offside. He's going to get 4 runs. He's going to race away once it gets past the first man on the edge of the ring. Wahab Riaz gave chase, but the ball was always winning that one. And to get off to the ideal start in the over with a boundary, Banton moves into the 20s.
Yeah, good shot that, wasn't it? Through the covers. Yeah, gorgeous shot. Well timed that as well. Yeah, lovely shot that.
You can play the proper cricket shots as well as the improvised sort of dabs and reverse sweeps as well, can't he? He just seems to have absolutely everything, Tom Banton. And Pakistan could do with picking his wicket up pretty soon. 24 not out now. He is. England 31 for 2. Haris Rauf just getting ready to bowl his next one. He has reached 92 miles an hour in this series, so he's the quickest of anybody that's bowled in this series so far. Comes in again, chains dangling around his neck as he bowls here to Banton's back of a length and pulled round the corner. Going to race away for more runs here. Imad is going to cut this one off before it gets to the rope with a dive. A bit of relay throwing will keep them down to 2. And Banton moves to 26. England 33 for 2.
Yeah, he's motoring along Banton at the moment there. Nothing short from Haris Rauf. He's quickly onto that one round the corner. And, yeah, good stuff from him.
So Rauf starts his run again, shuffles in and bowls to Banton. Banton just plays this one down the ground. There could be a run out here. Morgan's in a bit of a battle with Rauf to get the ball. He gets shoved by Rauf. He gets back into his ground and everyone's all smiles in the end. But there was never a run on there for England. Morgan got a bit too far down the wicket, tried to turn, but Rauf had only eyes for the ball and ended up barging into him. I think they probably all realised that it looked funnier than it ended up being.
Yeah, I think that Morgan was not trying to get in the way of the ball there, was he? He was trying to get out of the way, if anything, and try and make his way back as quickly as possible. But yeah, no, there was definitely no single there, was there?
Poor calling from England, though, whether it was Morgan's call or Banton's. It was not great running between the wicket. Rauf bowls, someone banged in, this one's pulled away. Could be 4 runs down towards deep square leg, it is. And you just do not bowl on the leg side to Tom Banton. He moves to 30, England 37 for 2.
Yeah, during the short ball there, isn't he? Yeah, that was too short, that from Haris Rauf, just giving Banton enough room on his leg side to pull that round the corner, beat the infield and race away for 4. Not good bowling, that.
Looks a bit stiff to me, Haris Rauf. I mean, he is quick, obviously. It's all in his arm and his upper body strength. He doesn't have a flowing run to the wicket, and he actually looks very stiff on the delivery stride as well. I don't know if he's carrying an injury or something. He comes in again here and bowls. His next one is full, and it's almost yorked him. Banton's gone for a big drive down the ground. The ball ends up by his toes, and in the end, there is no run.
Yeah, lucky there, really. Good comeback. The ball left for Rauf to attempt. Not been a great over. Is it 10 from it so far?
Yep, 4 and 2 4s and a 2, I think it is so far. Yeah, and he's still not out of it yet. Again, you see, Banton wants that single, and it's never there. Morgan's call definitely that time, and he sent him back. So this is the last ball of the over, then last ball of the 5th. Ralph in again to Banton, who gets a full toss and just plays this one behind square. It will race away down the hill. The fielder won't be able to cut it off. The man at sort of mid-wicket had a long way to come round, and it's also a no ball. He's called that as a no ball on height, the umpire, so it's a free hit, and this is absolutely ideal for him. This is the sort of outcome that will get them. Oh, he's definitely over waist high. Banton's a tall man, and he's played that one from his sort of belly button or slightly higher than his belly button out behind square, so a free hit. This is getting England back into the game now, 42 for 2, and there's still one ball left.
Yes, not good from the Pakistan bowlers this. Shaheen apart, 42 for 2, giving free hits away in the power play. Not good stuff.
So Harris Rauf gets ready. Over the wicket, the free hit delivery to Tom Banton, who goes with a big mow through the onside. He's going to be stopped really well on the edge of the circle, one-handed, and they'll only get a single for that. Had he got it through, would have been 4 runs, I'm sure. But only one more to Banton takes England to 43 for 2.
Yeah, they got away with that one, didn't they, really? In particular, Pakistan. Good fielding in the end, I suppose, to keep them down to 1, but that's 5 overs done, 1 more over of the power play. And we've done all this with Banton. He's on 35 from 20. Morgan's not faced a ball yet. So, chance for him to get going in particular as the floodlights shine brightly on Old Trafford now. England made a good start, I suppose, even though they've lost a couple of wickets.
Yeah, it's one thing to keep an eye on here is that Pakistan don't have any part-time bowlers. Well, they don't have as many part-time bowlers in the side tonight as they did in the previous match, because Iftikhar has been dropped and Hyder Ali's come in. Now, I don't think Hyder Ali bowls at all. Iftikhar was used, actually overused in that second T20 international, because he got a bit of tap and actually got 3 overs out of him. They needed to because there was an injury to Mohammad Amir. However, they don't have that backup tonight of Iftikhar or any other part-time bowler if one of these main frontline bowlers fails to fire. So that'll be something to watch out. Having seen Harris Rauf's first over, he desperately needs to improve because he's going to get at least 3 more.
Well, it's going to be Wahab Riaz to bowl now. Left arm over, of course, very experienced. This one's cut into the covers. There's no run. That's the dot ball first and foremost. Wahab Riaz, who is Peshawar Nizami's captain, bowled into Peshawar Nizami player in Tom Banton. Very well, very experienced, part of the Cricket World Cup squad for Pakistan. I don't think he's played much international cricket since then, in actual fact. Wahab Riaz. I got the nod in the final T20 in this fixture as he comes in now. Someone's a scoop, it's a slower ball outside the off stump, and Banton misses that, and it's through to Sarfraz.
The left armer's angle is proving problematic to Banton. We saw him struggling against Shaheen earlier, couldn't get him away for runs. He's gone to a more unorthodox shot, trying to just flip him over the top of the keeper there, and he's got that one all wrong as well. So I think it's the angle that's proving a problem for him, the left armer's angle. 35 not out, Tom Banton. Out of England, score of 43, and comes Wahab. What's he got for him now? Short pulled by Banton in front of square. He'll get 1. They're going to look at 2. Are they? Yeah, they're going to come back for the second. Have to be quick, and he gets there in the end. The throw came in, and Baba's annoyed with the throw that came in from Hyder Ali. Yeah, he wanted the bounce throw in, didn't he? He wanted it bounced into the stumps, and Hyder Ali, he's run round his right hand. He's just thrown it too hard, basically, yeah, Babar was sort of at him for that as well. What's happened here? The umpire is making some kind of note in his pad as if something else has gone on there. We perhaps didn't see.
He's not run down the danger zone, has he? That's all Wahab. He comes to Banton. He's wide. It's pulled by Banton. That's a good-looking shot. There's a fielder out. There's one bounce to Hyder Ali. The throw comes in. And he's unlucky there, Banton. Nice pick up. He found the fielder, and he's annoyed with himself for doing that. 46 for 2. He moves on to 38.
No, he's called a no ball here, and I'm wondering whether it's a front foot no ball, because I didn't seem to me. Well, it clearly wasn't above waist high. It wasn't a full toss or anything like that. So he's called a front foot no ball here, and it's a free hit.
I wonder whether he's gone out of the. He might have gone because that was a wide delivery from Wahab Riaz. So I wonder whether he's actually not bowled within the the line. His other foot's gone wide, which is supposed to be following the propping crease. And I think he might have gone a little bit wide. Obviously we're not seeing a replay of this. We're bringing you off studio-based commentary. It's going to be a free hit anyway. At least of what Pakistan want.
I don't know the name of this umpire that's called it, but he
David,
seems to be
David Milnes. That
he seems to be a lot hotter on the wides and the no balls tonight than the other umpire.
It's a free hit then. Morgan on strike, short ball. Morgan skies this one high up in the air, and we're looking for it to drop. Obviously, they'll let it drop, and they'll come back for 2 runs. Does Owen Morgan? That went very aerial. That did, and 2 more to the total. 49 for 2.
Yeah, what a way to get off the mark. You're waiting so long to get the first delivery, and the first one you face is a free hit. So hey, just throw the bat and see what comes, and that's what Morgan did. He didn't time it at all. It went straight up in the air, but was able to get back for the second.
Has it not happened again? Has it?
I think he's having he's definitely giving friendly warnings to Wahab before he continues to transgress.
Here comes Wahab again, this time short, and Morgan guides this past Sarfraz. We'll get a single for it. It's a fielder out there, and it brings up England's 50 in the 6th over. Morgan moves on to 3. Wahab speaking to umpire David Milnes again. Sure the replay of what happened. Is he going down the... No, there he goes. He's right in the middle, isn't he? You've got to get away from there.
Yeah.
You have to stay away from that zone. He's well away in that red zone there. So short pulled by Banton. And it's going to race away to the boundary for 4 runs there. 2 short from Wahab Riaz on leg stump. Banton just guides that round the corner for 4 runs. England move on to 54, and that was an interesting Wahab Riaz over, wasn't it? England 54 for 2.
Yep, England's 9-4, and I think I'm right in saying that Banton's hit 8 of them. It's quite remarkable. He's dominating the scoring so much. He's got about 80% of England's runs, and yeah, he's looking like a man who's slap banging form. And you know what? If you're picking the team to go to the World T20 tomorrow, he's in it for me. I think he opens the batting. The man in possession, Jason Roy, has picked a very unfortunate time to get injured, because Tom Banton has just come into this team and looks like he belongs. And now, by the end of this series, if he carries on like this against Australia, they're going to be saying, Jason who?
Well, Roy will be. I'm sure Roy will be in it. Previous form will be in that. There's another year to go yet before the situation comes where they play in India. But you're absolutely right that Banton's form will be certainly putting him in there as well. Yeah, he starts for me. It'll be Roy Best over Banton. Take your pick from any of those 3 in the top 3 as Shadab Khan comes into Morgan, who pushes into the covers, and there's 1 run there. 55 for 2. England will have a very, very good 15 members, or whoever. It's 15 that normally have the squad for those games, and we'll be absolutely delighted bringing back some high-class batsmen as well. If Root can somehow force his way back into the message, Stokes will be a shoe in, and so will Butler. And what a side England have got as Shadab Khan comes in again. This one's cut away by Banton out to deep cover. There's a chase on here for the fielder who has to dive, and it's Shaheen. They come back for the second. Throw comes in. 57 for 2.
I think if you're comparing the
disappointed people.
If you're comparing the two, Banton to Jason Roy, I think Banton's got more shots. I think Jason Roy is a very, very good player, and he's done nothing wrong really, but.
In comes Shadab, this one to Banton. It's chopped into the covers. There's no run. Well, you'll play them both, won't you? I would have thought.
I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can.
In comes Shadab. This one's cut away by Banton, pulled away down to the boundary for just a single, I think, actually. In fact, he hit it too well. Down to deep long on. Just gets a single. Moves on to 45. of 28 deliveries.
Yeah, like I say, it'd be interesting if he does well against Australia. That is definitely a step up from this Pakistan series for him.
Shout out this one down leg side. Is he going to be given as a wide? Yes, it is. By Mike Burns there, stretching his arms out. 59 for 2. Sometimes when the pressure's on this Pakistan field inside, as Morgan lofts this one skywards over deep mid-wicket for 6 runs. That's a monumental strike. We saw plenty of those on Sunday, and he's got another one here. He's quickly into his form, takes a couple of steps and launches it leg side for 6 runs.
Well,
so in Morgan to a tee.
That is just shows you how confident he is. He's hitting to the long side of the ground. You know, it's his favourite shot, but that's the long boundary, and there is a man out there as well. But he's backed himself to beat the fielder.
Into the cover, so there's going to be a run out. Oh, Morgan's gone for the run. Sarfraz takes the bails. He drove it into the covers, Morgan. Banton stayed where he was. Morgan's caught in the middle of the wicket, and the throw came in, and Sarfraz takes the bails, and a calamitous finish for that. And we're just saying that Morgan had just started well, but those two, well, Banton ran and stopped, didn't he? And Morgan was left high and dry, and Sarfraz destroys the stumps there unnecessarily, but he's taking the bail anyway. And a big danger, big blow for England. The 3rd wicket's fallen.
I think it's a poor call from Owen Morgan. I agree, Banton stopped, but what was Morgan doing? It's his call. He's hit it in front of square. The fielder's right there. It goes quickly straight to the fielder, and he's looking for a single. I mean, Banton is absolutely within his rights to stop there, to be honest. But yeah, you know, Banton's on 45. He's not going to get a run out. Morgan has to fall on his sword. I think it's a really poor call out from Owen Morgan. We'd seen signs of it earlier. There'd been a couple of dodgy calls between the two of them. I'm not sure whose fault it was, but for some reason those two didn't quite hit it off in terms of the running between the wicket.
Indeed. So England are in a spot of bother now, because they've got a player coming out now in Moeen Ali, I think, who's in terrible form with the bat. He's got plenty of overs to work with. He's got a platform. England are 65 after 7. They need 126 runs in 78 balls. They could get that. They've got that before. So it's up to you now, Moeen Ali. You've got an opportunity. You're battling for your T20 career.
Well, is he battling for it? Because he just keeps on getting picked. No matter how badly he does, he keeps on getting picked. You know, I think is he vice captain of the T20 team?
Yeah, he is.
So,
yeah.
So he's obviously he's like a protected species. They won't drop him. But I tell you what, if he doesn't sort himself out soon, he'll be averaging less than 10.
Yeah. Here comes Harry's Routh then to Tom Banton, who whips this through mid-wicket for a single. Mohammed Hafiz with the throw, 66 for 3. I know he's got some sort of ready black glow around him, Moeen Ali, at the moment, where you just can't touch him. So at present, he's just, whatever form he's in, he seems to get selected at present, but he's just not doing enough to stay in this side. I mean, I'm not sure how he is, but
he averages
somehow is.
Averages 14.65. Strike rate is still 130, which is okay, but 14.65. Coming in at 5.
Yes, indeed. This one's short from Ralph. Well, he just throws the bat at this and guides it down to 3rd man. They'll get off the mark though. An unconvincing strike. Look, he's a good player, Moeen Ali. He's just bang out of touch, isn't he, right now? He's done it before, but you know, I've always thought that when the pressure's on for Moeen Ali, he seems to get himself out in a situation where he should be. He's experienced enough to see the game through at times, and he gets out in awkward situations when he should be the one leading England to victory. He's got a chance here though. Banton 46 not out though, 67 for 3. He's the one who's leading England's charge, if you will. 124 runs off 76 balls required. Harry's Routh then coming in for his third ball of the over, and he comes. This one's down the leg side. It hits the pad, but Banton, there'll be a leg by. 68 for 3.
He had 3 T20 innings in February against South Africa, made 49 with an average of 24.5. Highest score was 39 in that 3-match T20 series back in February. Prior to that, October, he had 1 innings of 27. And then in July last year, July 2 years ago, he obviously had a year off essentially from international cricket 2019.
Comes Ralph again as Moeen Ali just guides this again down to third man for a single. 69 for 3. Well, England are up with the run rate at the moment, so need to keep it that way, and that's largely thanks obviously to Tom Banton, who's 46 from 30, 8 fours he's hit.
I think that they're keeping Moeen Ali around, keeping on picking him in this team because they can see there's still a huge upside, and they've done it before. England, they've got that sort of belief, the selectors have got the belief that they can turn, or players can turn around their form so dramatically. We've seen it from Josh Butler this summer, big example. We've seen it from Ben Stokes in the past, and that they reap the rewards when players do turn around the form. They're hoping that Moeen Ali can do the same.
Here comes Ralph to Banton, hits him in the back leg. There's a big shout from Harris Ralph. The umpire walks away. Ralph pleading with the umpire there. They've got some reviews, they might use one, I feel. Banton was hit on the back leg. Did it get outside the line though? 70 for 3. They're going to go for a review. Simon, what do you think? It was a good ball.
I think it's umpire's call. They'll retain the review, but I don't think that it's quite done enough to get him out. I don't think it's more than half the ball he's hitting the stumps there. Umpire's call.
They look, they're convinced, the Pakistan players at the moment. Hit him on the back leg.
Well, it has actually, yeah. It looks better actually on replay.
Yeah, above the knee roll. Just going to make sure that it's sitting far enough at the back. It looks a good shout. Has he hit the ball?
No, I don't think so.
Come off the pad, hasn't it? It's wide of his bat, so there's no bat involved. It's a good shout.
He might be good enough for this, yeah.
It's hit him on the knee roll, hasn't it? So it's low enough. It's not got up. It looks a good shout. This
could be the game. I don't see England winning this without Tom Banton batting a few more overs. He's gone. Yeah, well, he's gone. Yeah, it's a good one. That from him. He's not giving that out, to be honest. Yeah.
The umpire. Yeah, that's a big wicket as well. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. David Mills is not giving it out. He must have thought he hit it. He must have thought that he heard a noise then. But Tom Banton's gone for 46. A fine effort as well from him as well. 46 from 31 deliveries, and he's the 4th batsman to go.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Harris Ralph is the one that's got his wicket, because he looked like he had his number completely in that previous over he faced him. I thought if anyone was going to get Tom Banton, that would be a left armour tonight. But yeah, he's just skidded one through there, possibly a little bit quicker, or possibly he's just trying to shuffle a little bit and play across the line when he should have been playing straight to a straight ball. And it's the end of Tom Banton's innings, sadly. I worry now that that's the end of England's chances of chasing down this total of 191 to win, with both Morgan and Banton gone. To ask Billings to come in now and try and bat for 10, 12 overs is asking a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's a big ask, isn't it, when you've got Ali and Billings in now. But I suppose that the benefit from their point of view is, look, they've got time here, haven't they? But they've got to. Here comes Ralph. Final ball is over to Billings, who drives into the covers, and there's no run.
I think they've been very, very positive tonight, Pakistan, and you can just see it's a completely different mindset they've come into the game with. Whereas they probably thought they had enough when they made 195 or forced England to chase 195 for the day. They've actually come into this bowling performance thinking, all right, we've got 190 on the board, but we've got to be positive with that, but we've got to take wickets early on. Whereas I think they're a bit too defensive before, and that let England get going. Now they've come out with a positive attitude, they've taken the wickets early on, England in a massive hole, and 190 is looking like a very tough chase. Whereas it's just a completely different mindset. Well, that must have been some really some soul searching they've done in the last few days to come out like this.
Sadab Khan to Moeen Ali, who dabs this to the leg side, will pick up a single. And England 74. Rebuilding job for these two. Try and push England up to near 190. Ulverson looks miles away, doesn't it, so far?
Yeah, I mean, a bit of a reality check from England's point of view as well here. You know, I mean, they're not going to lose the series, but I think they'll know at the end of this game that Pakistan are, you know, the sort of team that they don't want to be playing in a World T20 final in a year or so's time.
Shadab Khan comes in. This one's pushed into the covers. There's one more to the total. 71 for 4. Yeah, I mean, England are, you know, there's players missing for them. I think 1-1 the series overall. Pakistan have played some good cricket batting wise. They've been excellent, haven't they, Pakistan? And they've been really good in that department. This one's dabbed leg side again by Moeen Ali to square leg. Sarfaraz goes and fields off Shadab's bowling. One more to the total. Yeah, so forget there's a fine line in T20s, isn't it? So there isn't too much between the top sort of 5 or 6 sides. It just shows that Pakistan were #1 in the world, weren't they? This time last year. Australia have now #1 and Pakistan down to 4th. Here comes Shadab again to Billings, who drives this down the ground for a single.
They've got a team selection right now in Pakistan, whereas perhaps they've been a bit too conservative. They've gone with a young gun hider. They've gone with the strike rates of they've looked at the strike rates of the batsmen and they've got them into the team tonight by hook or by crook, and it's paid off for them.
In comes Shadab again then to left-hander Moeen Ali, who plays off the back foot to the covers for a single. 74 for 4. England need boundaries though. 18 off 68 behind the 8 ball. What's the run rate required? Is pushing towards 10.5. Just over 8.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's 12 balls since last boundary, but 11 minutes. So
this one's pulled by Billings. Short ball from Shadab, and that's the boundary that England were looking for. Not a great delivery from Shadab Khan. He looks to the skies. I'm annoyed there. Bowled a pretty decent over there. I just shoved one in short. And skipper Babar Azam shakes his head. England 78 for 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think perhaps I've been a bit too quick to write this England team off. I mean, it could all go horribly wrong still, but one thing England do have, which they didn't have in previous years, is players coming in at this stage of the game have got bags of franchise T20 cricket experience behind them. So Billings and Moeen Ali have played PSL, they've played Big Bash, you know, they've played around the world. They know at this stage of the game exactly what to do. And you know, in the past, when England T20 teams have got to this stage and they've lost the early momentum, the wickets start to fall, it's just fallen like a pack of cards. There is a bit more sort of there is a bit more foundation, you know, a bit more. Well, as I said before, there's the belief that Morgan's installed in them, but the experience they've got playing all around the world comes to the fore in these sort of situations when you do need, you know, a really concerted effort to rebuild an innings. So let's hope that can continue. I still don't see England win this game, but if they make it close, then we've got a bit of entertainment on our hands for the next half an hour or so.
Yeah, indeed. You know, we've seen Sam Billings bat well for England before. He did particularly well in the series against Ireland in the one-day international series. He's got talent, hasn't he? As Wahab Riaz comes into Moeen Ali, guides this down to third man for a single. Billings has got what's his top score in T20s in the West Indies? Wasn't it 80 odd? He got last time England toured there in St Lucia, I think it was. 87. Yeah, he batted well there to get England a decent score, which they went on and won that game. So you know he's got talent there. He's not often had a bit of a chance. He's been really he's been a bit unlucky in actual fact that he just can't seem to get in. When he does get in, he's not really taking his opportunity to keep players like Butler and Stokes out. In comes Wahab Riaz, and Billings guides this down to third man for a single. Sort of been a victim of circumstance, if anything. But he does keep wicket as well, so that's another string to his bow. He's definitely a useful squad member, but I think he'll see himself better than that. 80 for 4 England. Moeen Ali on strike. He's a runner ball 6 at the moment. Waits for Wahab to come in. He pulls this leg side behind square and he'll get a single. Dealing in ones mainly, apart from that one boundary. The last over from Sam Billings.
Yeah, he's batting the situation here, Moeen Ali. Sometimes he has come in and tried to be a bit too positive too early on in his innings, and that's the reason why his average is so low. But he's come out here, he's not tried to do anything too outrageous so far. He's just taking the singles when they're on offer, and he's turning the strike over to Billings.
Billings on strike, then in comes Wahab as he's back to the bowler. Started to make a run. Ball was too close to Wahab Riaz, and there's no run. 81 for 4. Dot ball, a priceless dot ball then for Pakistan. Babar Azam just changing the field, looks a bit more confident and positive now that he's got England 4 down.
In terms of the run scored, England aren't far behind Pakistan at all. I think Pakistan was something like 84 for 2 after 10 overs. England 81 for 4. Obviously the wickets column's not looking so hot, but they've still got the runs there.
Wahab again, left arm to Billings, who pulls this leg side. That should be 4. Yeah, short ball from Wahab, not a great ball. Pulled down to fine leg, and Billings gets another boundary. 85 for 4. 1 ball left in the over.
It's still a placid pitch, isn't it? And the ball just sits up to be hit from anything short. We saw the England bowlers slowing the bouncers down. Wahab Riaz has come in there, bowled full tilt, bouncer into the pitch. It's just sat up, begged to be hit, and Billings has put it away.
5 for 4 then. Make a name for yourself if you want Sam Billings here. In comes Wahab again. Short ball driven into the covers though, a misfield. So he'll get a single. And Billings will pinch to strike. 86 for 4 after 10. Billings on 12. Moeen Ali on 7.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, after 10 overs, Pakistan were 84 for 2, I think it was. So England are actually 2 runs ahead, but lost 2 more wickets. You know, very good partnership, wasn't there, between Hafiz and Haider Ali right in the middle of that Pakistan innings. But other than that, they did lose 1 or 2 wickets that set them back a little bit towards the end. You know, they were on course to get maybe a bit more than 190 at one stage. I still think it's going to take a Herculean effort. England 105 to win off 60 balls. You need basically a big 50 from one of these guys, if not 50s from both of them, really, to get there from where we are now. So it's a big ask.
It is indeed, Simon, and you're going to take us through the next 5, and we'll see where England are, won't we, after 15 overs.
Could be all over by the next time you get to comment on this one, Paul, but it's Imad Wasim, left arm round the wicket again. Billings strides down the crease and then strides down the wicket, tries to batter him through the offside, but it's fielded at cover, no run. Yeah, Pakistan were 86 for 2 after 10.1 overs, so the score's level in the over-by-over comparison right now. Imad in again, bowls, and Billings lofts him into the air, deep down towards long on. 6 runs, a long way back, about 10 rows back onto those covered seats, and that's the first maximum from Sam Billings.
Yeah, he's normally he's a bit more sedate here, realising he's going to play with opening shoulders a little bit. It's a fine strike from Sam Billings, a couple of 4s and now a 6 from him. Yeah, he's definitely determined.
Such a clean strike, and the Pakistan fielders and substitute fielders now on the hunt for the ball, which has disappeared under one of those sort of advertising, well, not advertising, it's just yeah, it is actually, it's advertising the airline that sponsored the cricket ground we're playing at. WinViz is saying England 2% and Pakistan 98%. Do you agree with that one?
Not sure about the percentage much, but I think Pakistan are favourites. I think England, obviously, this partnership really to set it up, isn't it? So, I mean, who would be next? Lewis Gregory?
Yeah. England essentially are 49 to 1 shots based on WinViz's prediction there, with a 2% chance. 49 to 1 England to win.
Well,
I think they've got a slightly more chance than that, but you know, WinViz has probably got a lot more going for it than my hunch. This one is a little bit shorter from Imad and cut away. They found the ball, by the way, and it's cut away into the offside for a single by Billings. 93 for 4. There isn't, like I say, there isn't much batting behind these two. You know, Gregory, and then the likes of Rashid, and you know, Jordan, obviously, Curran. There isn't any sort of recognised batsman after this, are there? Moeen Ali, 7 not out. Imad round the wicket to him. Oh, he's got a... Oh, what's happened there? He's missed the stumping. Sarfraz has missed the stumping. Moeen Ali completely missed it. And Sarfraz couldn't get a grip on the ball and take the bails off. Moeen got back.
Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. He never got the ball under control, did he?
Moeen, can he make him pay? Drives one down the ground for a single off the next delivery. So giving a bit of a life there, Moeen Ali, trying to hit one out of the park, missed it, but then Sarfraz couldn't get the ball out of his mitts. Crazy bit of cricket there. Is that the life England needed? Billings back on strike, 19. England 94 for 4. Last ball left of the 11th over. 8 off the over so far. Imad bowls. Billings tries to force him down the ground. It'll just be for 1 run though, but that will get him back on strike. So 95 for 4 after 11. And the score still pretty much neck and neck, over by over. Yeah,
well, Sam Billings then just realising he's probably going to take charge here. Moeen Ali's just trying to go up there with a run, but he should have been out there in particular, making a couple of charge and missing out. But 96 from 54 a few years ago, that was beyond the realms of possibility. But nowadays it isn't, is it? So. If England keep these 2 in, then they would certainly have a better chance when if you're relying on, say, Chris Jordan towards the end, who can hit the ball, but generally when he does hit the ball, it's in a losing course. So
it's an interesting call list from Babar Azam. He's gone with his attacking spinner now. Imad Wasim is a defensive spinner, but Shadab is his attacking spinner, and he's going to bowl him now when this partnership is just starting to get going. He probably feels he's nipping in the bud. He wants a wicket, and so he's turned to Shadab Khan. Let's see what the leggy can do. He comes into the wicket to Billings. Oh, tries to hit him down the ground and gets an inside edge onto his pads, and there is no run. Can Shadab tie these batsmen in knots? Can he get them to hole out in the deep or sky a catch to someone nearer the middle? Billings comes down the wicket. Again, he's not read that one as it's inside edge onto pad, and they run through a leg by. Do they? Yep, leg by according to the umpire. 96 for 4.
Yeah.
Big call list from Babar. We'll see if it works out for him. Shadab can go for a lot of runs. We saw Bantam smash him all over the park in the first T20 international before picking up the wickets later on. He bowls it to Moeen Ali. He goes for a big drive. This one's in the air. Is there a man underneath it? Out into the deep. No, it lands short of the fielder running around the boundary, which is Babar himself, and they come back for 2.
Again, a bit of a risk, isn't there, from Moeen Ali when he lofts that one. It never looks convincing. Looks like he can get out at any particular moment. Moeen Ali at the moment, he's just searching for some form.
He's on 10 not out as Shadab just abandons his latest hop, step and a jump into the wicket and waits for Moeen Ali to get ready. 93 needed. Moeen Ali cuts the next one, a bit shorter from Shadab, and it's out towards the mid-wicket boundary. Fielder is there though, Shaheen, who lasers a throw back into the keeper, but Moeen's back for his second run again. That's the 100 up, 100 for 4. And the equation is 91 needed from 50 balls. England probably could do with a boundary in one of these next 2 deliveries, but as long as they don't lose a wicket. Anyway, Shadab is into Moeen, and this one is a attempted reverse sweep, which he's missed into the hands of the keeper. Vital dot ball there. Comes in again, Shadab. Moeen still in his crease, now gets a reverse hit over the top of the short third man and down the hill for 4. So he gets his boundary, and that takes England to 104 for 4, 87 needed off 48 now.
Well, there you go. Just when they got plenty of time to do, I say plenty of time, that in retrospect they've got time to open their shoulders a little bit. So they're trying to play the shots here and give England a chance. You just feel that one mistake though from either of these 2, Pakistan are right back in the game.
Looks like he's playing quite freely here, Moeen Ali. He's not overthinking it. He's just playing every ball on its merits and just almost thinking, maybe not thinking he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. He does look a little bit more as if he's been just freed a little bit of his shackles recently. But anyway, it's still early on in his innings, only 16 not out from 13, but you just get the feeling here that England might be sniffing. They've still got a chance in this match. 87 to win. Who's going to bowl the 13th over for Pakistan? Is it going to be Wahab, or will we keep him back for the late overs? We've still got 2 overs for Shaheen Shah Afridi as well, but it's going to be Imad Wasim's final over. Now this is an over that I think has got to go. England have got to look at Imad Wasim and say, right mate, you have got to go to the boundary here, because we need to get ahead of the rate for the good bowlers that are left to come. Billings is going after him, first ball, but he's hit it into the ground, looks quizzically at his bat as it dribbles back to the bowler, so that's a vital dot ball at the start of the 13th over. Imad's going at pretty much exactly 10 and over as he comes in here to Billings, who gets actually he's missed it, but it's gone through the keeper. 4 byes, everybody missed it.
Well, England are getting their runs somehow, aren't they, really? And I mean, I think Sarfraz Ahmad is showing why he wasn't selected for the Pakistan Test side. His keeping is left somewhat to be desired, although he looked a bit old then when he went down to try and grab that one.
He's made a crucial error already in this innings, not stumping Moeen Ali. Will it be an absolute game changer? This next one is smacked down the ground by Billings for runs out towards the man running round the boundary. Fakhar Zaman took that great catch earlier to remove Davin Malan, but good ground fielding this time from him. Keeps England down to 2, 110 for 4. Billings back on strike 22 from 17 he is. Imad halfway through this over, bowls to Billings again. It's a wide one outside the off stump, and it's going to be not wided by the umpire. Well, we've seen this slight inconsistency from the 2 umpires tonight. Is it Mr. Milnes or Mr. Burns, the one who's not giving these wides?
Mr. Burns, yeah. The 5 o'clock shadow there. It's yeah. I thought that was a wide, but never mind.
It was right on the blue guideline. Anyway, here comes Imad round the wicket again. Billings steps in front of his stumps and gets yorked almost. He manages to play it back down the ground, all dribbling along the ground to Imad Wasim, who gets a bit fortunate there. So 1 ball left for Imad Wasim. It's been a good return to the attack for him. This over really had to go, and England haven't got it away. Imad bowls, full toss, hit into the air, out towards the cover boundary. He's going to beat the fielder. No, good work by Fakhar Zaman again. He just scoops it up in front of himself and then picks it up, throws it back into Billings. Only the 2 coming there. England 112 for 4 at the end of that over.
Yeah, stopping the boundary there. It was good work in the deep, wasn't it, for Haider Ali? And stopping the boundaries is the most important thing for Pakistan at present. Try and squeeze one end up. At the moment the runs are coming a little bit too freely from England's point of view. Last 5 overs have been 43. We're up with the run rate. The quiet run rate is rising, but England are not far behind, so they realise that England, they're 1 good over from Pakistan will put England right behind it though, and if they can get a wicket, either one of these 2, it'll be absolutely Pakistan will be right back in there.
Yep. And they've gone back to their gun bowler now, Pakistan. Shaheen Shah Afridi, 1 for 5 after his first 2 overs. But a slightly different phase of the game he's coming back to now. The chase is on. It's the fielder back as well. It's not so much an attack. He's got an attacking field in any shape or form. It's a very much defensive field. Can he bowl to that defensive field here? With an older ball as well. You got a bit of reverse swing, you got a bit of, not reverse, you got a bit of new ball swing early on to remove Johnny Bairstow, and it was really hard to get away. He comes in here to the left-handed Moeen Ali, who goes for a big club over the onside. Has he got this? Yes, he has. 1 bounce into the fence, 4 runs, and what a start to the over for England. 116 for 4.
It was right in the slot for Moeen Ali, wasn't it? Yeah. To Hoik leg side, absolutely exactly what he wanted there. Saw that straight away.
Yeah, he's starting to look like his old self here, Moeen Ali. It's amazing, isn't it, how maybe just one little innings or sometimes one shot can just turn you back on, and he looks very much getting back to his best now. Long way to go. England still need more than 10 and over. Here comes Shaheen again into Moeen Ali. Slot ball into the air. Oh, look at this. It's huge. It's a 6 out towards the... oh, yes, it just clears the rope. Huge 6 off the next one from Shaheen. and the attack is on from Moeen Ali. That was lofted high over the top of mid-off for 6 and takes England to 122 for 4.
And what a pick-up that from Moeen Ali there. In actual fact, I thought it had gone further than it actually had, hasn't it? Straight out the middle. He knew straight away that he got a good connection there. And yeah, massive 6. So Moeen Ali just trying to take Shaheen apart here.
He's bowled 2 length balls in this over, and they've both gone. Is this where Shaheen's lack of... Well, he does bowl in all formats, doesn't he, for Pakistan? But he looks like he's not adapted for the situation. He's bowling now like he was doing with the new ball, whereas this is a completely different phase of the game. He needs to be bowling perhaps, well, more exclusively Yorkers and short balls, slower balls, and he's just bowling length balls and they're going. Bit of a rethink here.
Partnership 53, 33.
Comes in again, Shaheen bowls. This one is a Yorker and it's squirted out off a thickish edge out towards point. They only go for 1 run this time, as that gets Billings back onto strike. And England are 123 for 4. They need 68 off 39.
Well, you'd fancy England, wouldn't you, at this stage now?
I would say
Winters
has probably doubled England's percentage to about 4% chance of winning this now, but I would still have them at slightly more.
Yes, we agree. But this is proving a good partnership. So about 54 runs from England.
Wahab Riaz is again using his role as the senior bowler to try and impart some advice to the younger men. And he's just having a word now with Shaheen Shah Afridi as we again get to enjoy that huge 6 hit by Moeen Ali. Here is Shaheen, bowls to Billings, who goes for a swing and a miss outside the off stump. It was full and he didn't get anything on it, so it goes through for a dot ball. That was a slow ball. There we go. He's pulled out a slow ball finally. Shaheen, 78 miles an hour there, taking about 10 or 12 miles an hour off his previous delivery. Moeen's just said to Sam Billings, get a single, get me on, mate, because I am seeing it like a football. So I think Moeen fancies it now. There is 2 balls left in the over. Shaheen's coming into Billings again. Right, left them over the wicket. Bowls. Billings gets the bottom edge on this one. It squirts beyond the fielder on the edge of the circle and will run down towards deep backward square. They're coming back for 2. So that takes Billings to 26. England to 125 for 4.
Just keeping it interesting, these two, aren't they?
They're just keeping
the game.
Keeping that run rate manageable. They're keeping it to less than 11 and over. It has gone up to almost 11, but it's never gone above 11 and over, which is a pretty good effort. Shaheen's got 1 ball left in his 3rd over. He's gone for 13 so far in this one. He comes in past the umpire. Bowls to Billings. This is a bouncer. Billings doesn't play a shot. It was just too quick for him and he wasn't set for the shot. So it goes through for a dot ball. England 125 for 4.
England don't need dot balls at this kind of stage of the game. Just trying to get as many runs as possible. Good over that though in the end, I suppose, from Pakistan. Good finish. But England will be delighted they got 13 from that as well, as Shaheen's bowled so well. And he's only gone for 18 off his 3 overs so far with that 1 wicket. Yeah, pretty good stuff from him. See, Imad Wasim was bowled out last time, so a change of bowling required.
Yeah, I think they'll want Wahab Riaz back for the closing over, so it's probably going to be Haris Rauf now. Pakistan were 130 for 2 after 14 overs, but I think this was the over when they lost Haider Ali, who was going well on 50 odd. No, they've gone to Wahab Riaz now, so they're keeping Haris Rauf back for the late overs, and they're going to give Wahab Riaz his next now. 6 overs to go. England needs 66, so it's exactly 11 and over to win. Of course, there is still a tantalising prospect of a tie.
Yeah.
And do you know whether they'll go with the super over or not if it is tied? Because I don't.
Well, good point. I know that they're not in the T20 blast because there've been quite a few ties. Not sure actually. We saw a super over in New Zealand which England won, so maybe. Not sure.
Here's Wahab Riaz then, left arm over the wicket, coming into Moeen Ali. who gets a Yorker and he just dabs it back down the wicket and takes all that was on offer there. It was a slow ball Yorker, and all Moeen Ali could do was just jab it for a single and run. Tip and run.
That's a good ball that from Wahab, wasn't it? On the back of the hand, if in many respects. And well watched from Moeen Ali as well. He knew what was coming, so you see it sort of drop and at least get a run from that. Well, yeah, so it gets Billings on strike.
Sometimes you've got to take your medicine, haven't you, and realise that you're better off trying to fight another day in that scenario. So tip your hat to the bowler, Wahab Riaz, using all his experience there. He's got 5 more to come in this over, and it's Billings now on strike, the right-hander, and he's gone with a big shot. It's gone straight up off the leading edge, and it will go into the hands of the fielder waiting, who takes the catch down at third man, and there's the wicket England did not want. Billings gone for 26, England 126 for 5.
Yeah, that was frustrating from Billings' point of view. Just started to look to get a little bit stuck at times, 26 from 24, but not been scoring as freely the last few deliveries that he got, and he gets out that time trying to go for a big shot, and Imad Wasim takes the catch, and Wahab has a wicket. So 5 down now for England. Big ask of Lewis Gregory.
Yeah, it's going to need a huge effort here from these two. I mean, Gregory, I think if he can just get the odd boundary and bat for Moeen Ali, there is still a chance here for England. Billings getting a decent round of applause for his knocker, 26 off 24. But you know, Moeen has started to look like his old self, and we know he can win matches in these type of situations. Just got to get the support act, and that's all Gregory's got to do. He's got to be the support act here. So he comes in with an average of 5.75 in 8 T20 matches for England, but that's he's not been getting too many knocks, to be honest. And yeah, he's just got to bat for Moeen Ali here.
Yeah, I think trying to get Moeen on strike as much as possible to free his arms a little bit. Chance for Moeen Ali to win the game again for England in a situation. If he can hang around, if he's still there at the end, I still fancy England will win it if he's still there. It's about getting him on strike though. Clean hitter of the ball. The pressure back on the Pakistan bowling and fielders, but I think he's England's last opportunity.
So, third ball of the over from the left armour. Wahab Riaz jogs into the wicket. It will be Moeen on strike, and he's got a slow ball. He's just managed to flick this one round the corner, and the slow ball is frustrating Moeen Ali. He can't set himself, he can't find the boundary. He's just going to get a single, and that will put Gregory on strike for the next one. Again, Wahab Riaz in the danger zone in a big way, but again, only one umpire seems to be on the ball for Wahab Riaz running in the danger zone, and it's not this guy.
Oh, Mike Burns probably just been told by the TV umpire, keep your eye out for him. Next chance for Lewis Gregory then to make a name for himself. Had too many chances to bat. High score of 15 New Zealand though, but not too many chances for him.
Round the wicket to Lewis Gregory, who just bats this one back down the wicket, and England cannot afford that. 86 miles an hour, and it's just played back to him gently by Lewis Gregory. England cannot afford to waste any deliveries. 127 for 5, 64 needed off 32, so they need 12 and over now. Wahab Riaz coming round the wicket again to Lewis Gregory, who plays this one out towards the backward point region. Moeen Ali is racing to get there, and he gets on strike, and that's all they'll get, just a single. Gregory off the mark. So last ball of the over, Moeen Ali. Does he go boundary? Does he go single? A single would not be the worst outcome here for England, just to get Moeen on strike for the start of the next over.
Yeah, true.
Watch out for the bouncer, because that's a good defensive delivery at the moment. Also the wide Yorker, he's got to watch out for that as well. comes around the wicket here, Wahab Riaz. Ball's a bouncer. It's lifted nicely over the top of the fielder in the circle, but there's a man back there at third man who prevents the boundary, so a single. So England 129 for 5 at the end of the over.
Yeah, getting Moeen Ali on strike. He's at 30 now from 19 deliveries, so 62 from 30 balls required for England as they look to try and win the series. And Moeen Ali's the man to try and lead the charge there in many respects. 5 wickets have fallen for England. Lewis Gregory's going to try and help Moeen. He's 1 from 2. 3 overs each from Wahab and Shaheen. I wonder if they're going to go with Shaheen again. I imagine so. Although they're going to have another over from Shadab. Yes, I thought Shadab's going to finish off here. His 4 overs. 0 for 28 off his 3. Going for nearly 10 and over. And he comes now to left-handed Moeen Ali. He lofts him down the ground. Has he got enough? Has he gone high? It has gone high. Is there a fielder out there? Well, he can watch it go over the boundary for 6 runs. As Moeen Ali then hits his second 6 of the innings, 135 for 5, and he moves on to 36. England require another 56.
I think Babar Azam has made a huge error here in bowling Shadab Khan this over. Why bowl your attacking bowler when Moeen Ali's on strike?
Moeen Ali again, this time lofts this one down the ground. That's an even better 6. As a bit more cleaner from him there, and he's taken the attack to Shadab Khan. That's back-to-back 6s for Moeen Ali. England need 50 from 28 now, 141 for 5, and there's not a great deal Shadab Khan can do as he watches that ball sail over the boundary edge.
I just cannot believe Babar Azam has made this mistake. This has gifted England a way back into the game. Do not bowl Shadab Khan when Moeen Ali's on strike, start the over. Bowl him when Lewis Gregory's on strike, because he can't get it, won't be able to get more than a run off him.
Shadab Khan again to Moeen Ali, tries to cut this one away, but he misses out. It's through to Sarfaraz. Moeen Ali's going for the big heave-ho at the time here. He realises he's got to go big most of the time. So he comes in for his 4th delivery, and Moeen Ali pulls him leg side. Has he got enough again? Yeah, of course he has. 6 more, this time into mid-wicket. That's 3 6s out the last 4 deliveries. And Moeen Ali has put England within an opportunity here of winning this game. He moves on to 48 not out. That was a desperately poor ball from Shadab, who dragged it down.
It was a poor ball, and yeah, it was a poor ball. I do feel sorry for him though, because he's been put into a position here.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be bowling. He should not be bowling. Babar Azam should be bowling any one of his other bowlers that have got overs left to Moeen Ali. What happens, right? Start of the next over, Lewis Gregory might be on strike for the next over, and that's when you bowl Shadab Khan, because all Lewis Gregory will be able to do is get a single off the first ball, and then he's into the over. Then he's not gone 6-6 dot ball 6. You know, it's just ridiculous. So he's not given his bowler. All right, he's bowling. That last ball was filth, but he's bowling filth because he's been hit for 2 6s off the first 2 balls of the over.
Azam then just shouting expletives as he walks back to where he's fielding. Not happy so far. So 2 balls left to go. In comes Shadab to Moeen Ali again, a full length ball, and he whips this through mid-wicket. Does Moeen Ali? This one's along the ground for a single. That gets Lewis Gregory on strike. Moeen Ali moves on to 49. England 148 for 5, need 43 from 25.
Well, a great opportunity for Gregory now, because all he needs to do is, well, if he can get a boundary off this, he can just throw the bat at it. If he can get a boundary off this last ball, that is fantastic over for England.
It's almost a free hit, isn't it, as Shadab comes into Gregory and he plays this one through to mid-wicket. He's looking at 1. Are they going to look at 2? They're testing the fielder Wahab. No, they stick at 1. And Gregory moves on to 2. England 149 for 5. England need 42 from 24 balls.
Yeah, and guess what? This is
important.
Lewis Gregory on strike for the start of the next over, and this is the over now where he probably should have been bowling Shadab Khan. All right, Shadab Khan's probably got a favourite end. You know, you've got 5 overs left, and Shadab Khan's got a favourite end, of which there's going to be 3 overs from that end. So he's bowled him over number 16 rather than over number 18 or 20. I get that. But when Moeen Ali's on strike, and when he knew that this over had to go, I think it just gifted the initiative to England there. England are now, I would say, not quite. They've got a 1 in 5 chance of winning this now, England, where really it should be 1 in 100 by now.
Well, the Pakistan conference gets together. Plenty of experience there to use. Whereas who's he going to use now? He's got Haris Rauf, isn't he, who's going to be handed the ball, because he's got 2 overs to go. And Shaheen Shafridi has 1. It's a big ask for the 22-year-old. That, and Wahab, perhaps the more experienced out of the lot, has got 1 over as well. So I've not seen too many shots of Misbah-ul Haq in the stands, have we, today? He was head in his hands time the other day. He's whether slightly more relaxed here, knowing that 1 mistake from England give Pakistan the game. Moeen Ali not on strike at the moment. Lewis Gregory is the best thing he can do to try and get the strike to Moeen Ali. Gregory waits then for Haris Rauf to come in. Comes in short ball, pulled by the Somerset all-rounder. He finds the fielder though, so it'll only be a single. That brings up England's 150, 41 from 23. Moeen Ali on strike, who's 49 not out.
Yeah, I mean it's all in Moeen's hands now, isn't it? But I've got to say, he looks more focused, more. He looks more focused, but he actually looks more free in the way he plays his shots as well. It looks like all the shackles have been taken off him.
Certainly do. So 49 not out then for Moeen Ali as Haris Rauf starts his new delivery. In he comes now then. Short on the leg side, lofted into the air by Moeen Ali. Has he got enough? There's the fielder running in, but it's going to be a couple of bounces before it reaches him, and he gets 1 and brings up his 50. England 151 for 5. Moeen Ali then acknowledges the applause from his changing room. In the changing room, 50 off of 25 balls, 2 4s and 4 6s. Well battered, Moeen Ali.
What would you take as an England fan right now off the last over? How many runs is the maximum you would say England could get with these two at the
I always think you need about, if you lift with 13 to get, that's doable. Anything higher than that, I think you're struggling a bit. Haris Rauf comes in, it's a full toss to Lewis Gregory. Lofts down the ground, they get 1, and they stick at 1 as well. That gets Mo back on strike, 39 from 21. Yeah, I just think sort of 2 a ball, 12 or 13 off the last over is doable.
Yeah.
But like I say, any more, if you're looking at 15, 16, it's asking a lot, isn't it?
Again, that's a call there that could have gone for could have called it as a no-baller.
Could have done there. Haris Rauf trying again. This time it's driven down the ground by Moeen. As the fielder there's Wahab, and he allows a single. And they keep it at that, 38 from 20. On 51, so a good over from Haris Rauf so far. 4 singles from it. Delighted with that. What's Lewis Gregory got in his locker? 4 from 5 is in now. He'll be picking the balls. T. Morgan stood next to Graham Thorpe, the batting coach of England. Chris Silverwood's on leave at the moment, isn't he? Having a bit of a rest. In comes Haris Rauf then. Full toss, driven down the ground by Lewis Gregory. Is there a fielder out there who's going to get 4 runs for it? 1 bounce. He didn't want to bowl a high full toss outside the off stump. So Lewis Gregory just carved that down the ground for 4. That's not what they wanted.
No, he did not. And the field were up on that side as well. 2 men on the edge of the circle, nobody back. Just shambolic from Pakistan, really. All right, they've gone with a field there, just set the field really for a short ball, and he's bowled a full toss.
Yes, inexplicable really from Rauf. He was bowling so well. 34 from 19 England. Another boundary would be lovely from England's point of view. Pakistan need a dot ball or a wicket, you would think. Just to get rid of this partnership, which is becoming troublesome for them. 31 runs it is. Haris Rauf then, final ball of his over then to Lewis Gregory. It's driven down the ground by Gregory. That's a good shot, a clean shot. That'll be 4 more. Fantastic striking from the Somerset all-rounder. 161 for 5. And that gets Moeen Ali back on strike, and England need 30 from 18 balls.
Well, this is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. England have played so well, but Pakistan have thrown this match back in the open one. Really, I mean, we haven't seen Misbah-ul Haq hands on head because he's probably taken himself off to a darkened room. This is not good watching from a Pakistan spectator's point of view, because they have thrown England so many lifelines in this game. Just think about the amount of chances they've gifted England. Sarfraz missing a stumping when Moeen Ali was on about 7. He's now on 50 odd. You know, bowling Shadab Khan with 5 overs to go and going for 3 sixes in the first 4 balls. That last over there from Haris Rauf was very, very poor as well. And it just seems like it's catching. It's catching all through this Pakistan team. They're all losing the bottle here.
Yeah, indeed. Shaheen Shah Afridi then, 22 years old, to save Pakistan's skin here. So at the minute, England will probably right up there as in towards favourites. 30 runs from 18 balls. 5 wickets left in the hutch. Shaheen then to the left-handed Moeen Ali. Short ball, Moeen carves this one down to third man. Is that going to race away for 4? Yes, it does. It's wide. Moeen threw the bat at it, and he gets another boundary. 165 for 5, and heads will be down in the Pakistan field as if they weren't before. They surely would be now.
England going favourites now. Wish I'd backed that 49-1 earlier. Well, it wasn't 49-1, I know, but that's what Winvis thought it was. Unbelievable, this. England favourites.
3 boundaries on the bounce then. 6 from 17. Moeen Ali on strike. In comes Shaheen again. It's a slower ball through Moeen Ali, through to Sarfraz. It's going to be a dot ball as well. Out the back of the hand, Moeen Ali just asked Lewis Gregory, was that out the back of the hand? And oh, yes, it was. 165 for 5. See, because of those boundaries, England could afford a dot ball.
Yeah.
You know, if you can still hit the boundaries as well. And Ali and Lewis Gregory have got them into such a position right now. They don't win too many dot balls, of course. Moeen Ali waits for Shaheen to come in again. Short ball cut away by Moeen Ali. This might squares away for 4 runs. Yes, it does. But he cut away to backward point. There's no fielders spread out there. And he's got another boundary as Moeen Ali. He moves on to 59. England 169 for 5. And they need 22 from 15. How did he get a boundary there?
I know, it's a clutch shot, absolutely clutch shot there from Moeen Ali. But this is what I'm talking about. England now in the one-day formats, T20 and 50 overs. They believe they can win anything. And what's happened now is Pakistan have got that sort of shoulder. The body language is not great. We've seen Babar Azam clearly unhappy with his bowlers and probably unhappy with himself more than anything. And it just looks like they're a beaten side now. But there's still 2.5 overs to go. They can turn this one around, but you just get the feeling that they don't believe they can win, but England do.
In comes Shaheen then to Moeen Ali. This one short. Moeen Ali drives this over cover. There's going to be one bounce though, and it's fielded. The throw comes in. It's Lewis Gregory on strike. 175, 21 from 14 balls. He'd much rather be in England's position right now than Pakistan's, in actual fact. Momentum is quite key here. Moeen Ali moves on to 60 from 30 deliveries. This is what we like to see from Moeen Ali. We haven't seen this for a while, haven't we, Simon? It's glorious to see.
Yeah, this is why they keep it. I mean, I was so critical about the selectors. What does he have to do to get out of the team? But fair play. I said to the selectors have done it before. They've seen players turn the form around in the England shirt. They don't have to send them back to county cricket to go and turn the form around to get back into the England team. They just keep on playing them in the England team, and they get the form back. And Moeen Ali is just the latest in a long line of them.
Amazing stuff. Where have you been, Mo? Shaheen then to Lewis Gregory. Gives himself some room, and he's bowled him. Slower ball, middle stump. Brilliant bowling from the youngster there. Slower ball, the nerve to do that as well. Gregory gave himself some room, and Shaheen gives his captain a bit of breathing space there by picking up a wicket.
Ugly shot, wasn't it, from Gregory? He'd had a bit of joy in the previous over, hitting down the ground. I think he was trying to do the same there. Opened up the leg side a little bit and then just throwing the bat, but it went underneath the bat and hit him, hit the stumps, sort of halfway up middle stump, and he's gone for 12. Had to play a supporting role. I suppose he has done to a certain extent, but there is still work to do. England need 21 from 13 balls, and ideally you would want Moeen Ali to be facing at least 10 of those. May not be the case now.
Yeah, indeed. Chris Jordan, Tom Curran, Adil Rashid can all bat. So I don't know about Saqib Mambu. I've never seen him bat, to be honest. I don't think England have ever got that far in the T20s, to be honest. But so it's Chris Jordan coming in now. He's got one ball to face off Shaheen. Dot ball or a boundary, really, I think is the request for Chris Jordan. Get Moeen Ali back on strike. 21 from 13, 170 for 6. Shaheen Afridi with his second wicket, 2 for 27. Final ball of his 4 overs. He's bowled really well. And he comes now then to Jordan, who's waiting for him, and he guides it, and he gets a hand to it, just Sarfraz, but Jordan will get off the mark with that. He found the edge, it went along the ground, Sarfraz couldn't keep it, and it gets Jordan on strike for the next ball. 20 from 12, 171 for 6.
Well, a vital touch that was from Sarfraz, because he's deflected it towards a third man fielder, whereas if he'd not got anything on this, he could have gone for 4 and would have had Moeen Ali on strike for the next over. As it is, they get a single, so he saves 3 runs with that deflection and keeps Moeen Ali off strike. So that is another little swing of momentum potentially in this match. However, going back to what we said a few overs ago, how many do you think England could potentially get with Moeen Ali at the crease in the last over? You said 13. They need 20 from 12. So all Jordan really needs here is to get a couple of singles and let Moeen Ali get the boundary, and they'll be set up for 13 off the last over.
Well, Wahab Riaz will replace Haris Rauf. Rauf will bowl the final over. Shaheen Shah Afridi, 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 28. Fantastic spell from the youngster there. Excellent work from him. Jordan on strike, Wahab left arm round the wicket, goes down the leg side. That'll be given as a wide, surely.
Well,
yes,
hey,
it is.
Finally, Mr. Umpire.
That's what Pakistan didn't need there. Wahab trying a different angle. That's poor, that really from Wahab. Leg side.
That was horrible.
Take from Sarfraz. Yeah.
Horrible delivery.
It was.
I think the bouncer to Jordan would be okay. I think if he's coming round the wicket, bowl a bouncer to him by all means, but that wasn't that.
Wahab tries again then. Left arm round the wicket to Jordan, who pushes into the covers. They're going to try and single. The throw comes in, it hits the stumps, but Jordan's back. There's an appeal, they're going to look, but I think Jordan's made it with some to spare. He's quite quick across the ground. Good pick up and throw from Wahab, who slipped as well. Now there's handshakes for the Pakistan players, but I think Jordan's home, and England will get a single there, you would imagine, but they're going to check anyway. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe not. Wow, what a brilliant bit of work from Wahab Riaz. Well, I thought Jordan was back with absolutely no doubt. Wowee, Jordan's out. Brilliant work from Wahab.
Yeah, it was. Just quickly onto the ball, got his left arm back, cocked it and through, and had he missed the stumps there, you wonder if there'd been anybody. Well, I suppose they would have had at least somebody backing up there, but could have been costly had he not hit the stumps. If it had been deflected off, who knows where it would have gone. But you know, risk and reward. The risk was essentially he saved 1 run there with what he's done, and England have still got Moeen Ali on strike. Had he missed the stumps there, or had it deflected off and gone somewhere else, England could potentially have picked up an extra run, but maybe they wouldn't have done that anyway with Moeen Ali being on strike. Either way, I don't think running out Jordan is a massive difference maker there. What is the difference maker now is that Moeen Ali's on strike. He needs to finish this match off in these next 2 overs by dominating the strike from here onwards.
You're right there. What happened then to the left-hander Moeen Ali, who's a slower ball? He pushes this into just as far as short point, and he'll pick up a single, and that gets Tom Curran on strike. So 18 required from 10 balls, 73 for 7.
He was probably expecting that, Moeen, because Wahab's slow balls had caused him a few issues before. But again, I like the fact that he's not panicked there. He's thought, well, all right, and I'm not going to get myself out here and lose the game for England, or make sure I stay in, fight my battle another day against the big under pressure. Because at the moment, Wahab Riaz, he's not under that much pressure. The guy who bowls the last over for Pakistan, which is probably going to be Haris Rauf, isn't it? He's going to be under mega pressure. Moeen Ali wants to be taking advantage of that.
Tom Curran on strike then for Wahab Riaz. This one's carved away to third man. The fielder is Imad Wazim. It's going to be a single. Good stuff from Wahab this. Curran was annoyed there, really. They didn't get more than a single, but he does get Moeen Ali back on strike. 174 for 7. 17 required from 9 deliveries. It's going to the wire, Simon.
Yeah, I think the ramp shot's on here, to be honest. It depends what he bowls him, obviously, whether he can pull it off, but any kind of ramp or flick behind square on the leg side would be a good shot.
Comes Wahab left arm round. Tries the ramp shot, doesn't he? It goes wide. Moeen tries to follow him. It's going to be a dot ball. And yeah, you're right on there with the attempted ramp shot, or a little scoop above the wicketkeeper. He tried to give himself some room, didn't he, there?
Not taken cleanly by Sarfaraz, but he just did enough.
Yeah, it's more of a goalkeeper parry, that, wasn't it, than anything. He's changing the field slightly. So what delivery is it going to be? Is it going to be the double bluff? Is it going to be the Yorker here? So they're bringing the field in. So he's bringing long on up to mid on. So it's going to be a Yorker, I think. Wahab tries around the ground. Short ball. No, he's pulled high up into the air. Well, could be out here, and he is caught and bowled by Wahab Riaz. And that could be the game for Pakistan. A big wicket there of Moeen Ali. And he just chucked the ball out in the air, and it was taken by Wahab Riaz. What a fine knock from Moeen Ali, but it's fallen short from England's point of view. 8 wickets down now. Moeen Ali's gone for 61.
Cracking delivery from Wahab Riaz, and yeah, used all his experience there. Moeen Ali just followed him, really. Moeen was sort of backing away, and the ball was speared in, and it just followed the batsman close enough to his hands that he couldn't really get the room to play that shot, and the top edge meant it was quite an easy catch for Wahab Riaz. But still, it's a catch that needed to be taken, and we've seen them drop tonight. We've seen Tom Curran drop a dolly. We've seen other mistakes in the outfield as well, but Wahab Riaz was not going to drop that one. It's the big wicket of the match. Moeen Ali gone. England now need a miracle to win this. 17 from 7 balls with just tail enders there.
Yeah. Well, they can bat. Adil Rashid's right in there straight away. He's not hanging around. Ball left in the over, but Curran, I assume they crossed, so Curran will be on strike. The last 5 overs, England have lost 4 wickets, but they've scored 49 runs. Wahab Riaz then to Tom Curran. He comes now as this one's through to Sarfaraz. He missed out there, so 17 required off the last over. You just feel that's a little bit too much for these 2 batsmen.
Yeah, I think so. I think 17 off the last over would have been too much had Moeen Ali been in there, to be honest, as well. I think it's just a very high number, isn't it? And you know, you think that the bowler would be able to at least keep England in check by that amount, but yeah, it's going to be very hard now. I think at least England have kept it competitive to the last here, and the fact that Moeen Ali's come back into form augurs really well for the Australia series, because there's no doubt he would be picked for that series. Even if he'd scored 1 tonight, he'd have been picked for that series, but at least now the selectors can feel a little bit vindicated for keeping him in the team. You know, they're obviously looking at England going forward, looking at building a team for the World T20 in India, where they will play 2 spinners, and where Moeen Ali will be an absolutely vital player, you know, in terms of balancing the team out. So they've kept him in the team, and finally he's come good tonight in terms of his batting, at least.
So Harry's Routh then to finish off. Routh then waits for, comes in now to Rashid, and he tries to swing and a miss, and they go for a single, and as he run out there, now it's through to Sarfaraz, who threw at the stumps. He missed. I think they get a single there. 16 from 5 required, and that gets Tom Curran on strike.
Yeah, the last right's being played out now. Unfortunately, it's always sad when a good game comes to this kind of ending, doesn't it? It's slightly bit of an anti-climax, but you know, just for it to go this deep into the game's been good entertainment, hasn't it?
Certainly has. Curran on strike, 16 from 5. Comes Routh then to Curran, chops it into the ground. They're going to look at